People shout, doubts ring out. People shout,
How rich
shouts
am
ring
I?
out.
I still can hear the air shots from the trailer hitch on that semi. SRT on that Glico, 33 in that Gen 5. My little niggas wiggin' and turn a beat to a rebound. The shots rang out, headed in my direction. Boppin' ties, my hub bringing a whole 50 guap out. We pop out at your party, free Karoo, Dooley, and Shark. Pump up and learn where I'm from like I grew up in Marshall. Have on Preston bubble for the times and we ain't had no thing. You spin a deuce, shit look like I'm trying to two-track a sample. Spray your block and tag your whip up. These niggas know we got stuck tape on the handle on the stick, look like a Roman candle. While they keep watching reruns, I heard this show is canceled. All the business getting stood on, every issue gonna get handled, every pistol gonna get brandished. These niggas.
What the hell is wrong with y'all?
Ladies and gentlemen, what is wrong?
What the hell is wrong with y'all?
No. Welcome to the P.U.W.F. Shout out to Rock and everyone else doing that. I'm joined today on this special P.U.W.F., which is the podcast for underappreciated wrestling fans. With my co-host, Joe BNCO. How are you this evening?
Doing good, Alex. How are you?
Spicy. And also, Wednesdays at 9:30, 10:30 for me because of fucking daylight savings time. NXT time with D-Walk, and I'm with my guest host, NXT time with D-Walk. How are you today, mister?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
I'm stuttering today. I gotta freaking fix my weed regimen. Anyway, welcome to the P.U.W.F., where we talk about wrestling as a whole, all aspects, AEW, TNA, WWE, ECW. If there was a Lingerie Ruins Wrestling, we would talk about that too. But we'll get there yet in time. Now, before we start, like, subscribe, comment, and all that jazz. This week, these three topics. First topic is something that BX Sports, shout out to Jedi BX Sports, is disagreeing. And luckily, we have Joe, the historian, to give us receipts. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about WWE is copy-pasting everything. Now, we are not doing this at this moment to be trolls. We are doing this to bring up a point. And if you don't like our point, well, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. Now, Joe, we were talking about this off chat in the exclusive wrestling talk that we have in our messenger, and we both brought up a good point, and you brought up a point before anything else, that a year ago, and after they just announced that they're giving a women's WWE US Championship belt, a year ago, the marks were saying that AEW had too many belts, that they should cut it down, they don't have that many talent to do that, and then sure enough, with this new announcement, what does that mean, Joe?
So we're getting another women's championship, secondary women's title on the main roster now on SmackDown, which we already had a secondary women's title on the NXT roster.
Mm-hmm.
We have a this has been something that's been needed for a while. There's too many women in the roster anyways, so that we did need a second women's championship.
Mm-hmm.
AEW did it first. AEW was the first company that did a secondary women's title inside the United States, because Japan and Mexico did it also.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was just looking it up on Google.
Yes.
And this is how biased Google is. So you know that AEW is the first one that did it, right?
Yes.
So, you can't see it; it's too blurry. It's too bright. It says so. It shows if you type in secondary women's world titles in wrestling history.
Yes.
The first title that comes up is the NXT Women's North American Championship, which debuted April 2024.
Okay.
The second title that comes up is the WWE Women's United States Championship, which has not debuted yet. It's debuted on November 2024. And then thirdly is the AEW TBS Championship, which debuted October 2021.
Huh. What was the surprise there when they had I remember the AEW women's belt, and then they made the AEW TBS belt, And
Yeah,
then
the
they
TBS championship.
and then they make the AEW tag team belts too. I think they did that first. Well,
They
AEW
haven't done
women's-
that.
Not yet.
The women's tag team championships was done in NXT and the main roster of WWE first.
Yes,
the tag
that's
titles.
true. That's true.
But they merged the NXT and the main roster women's tag titles.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's only one women's tag team title.
That is true. Now, before we continue, D-Walk, what are your thoughts on all this, specifically on the U.S. Championship belt that the women's are going to have now, and the TBS Championship that's been here for more than a year? Way more than a year.
Yeah.
Going on 4 years.
Going on 4 years.
I look at it like it's a competitive thing. I mean, I look at it like how Joe said. Damn, how can I say this? I look at it like damn.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm throwing you the ball right now. You're about to catch it. Come on,
Well,
Dennis.
well, look, okay, all right, Rico. Hold on. Let me wake up a little bit.
Okay.
Like you said, I look at it like this. Like I said, AEW, they started they started a women's revolution with belts, women for women. But the thing about it, to me, it looked like the women in the AEW, they know how to use them right. To me, they divisions, they tag team titles, they second tag card titles, they know how to use them. To me, it's gonna be a mistake bringing these second titles to WWE.
Now, to continue off that, let's look at the facts of AEW and WWE. AEW's first women's champion was Rico, 98, 110 pounds. Then you had Alexa Bliss, around the same weight. Okay, Joe hates Siobhan Evans because he's skinny, and if we take another skinny wrestler and put them side by side, same weight, same height, we will crap on them too. If they were the same weight, same height, I will.
Women are different, though.
Yes,
women are different, though. Women are supposed to be dainty and small.
Okay, but Alexa Bliss, same height, almost the same height, same weight as Riho. Then we go to the TBS Championship that was really meant to showcase the wrestlers. What a coincidence! 4 years later, you're making a U.S. Championship belt, which is not going to be the workhorse belt for the women's division.
No.
I'm sorry to say it. And there's nothing against the women's division and BX Sports. I know you're hearing this, and I'm saying this respectfully. There is no woman workhorse in WWE right now, except for maybe Rhea. But then you got to now Rhea's hurt again anyway, so then you just bring her back to work her ass off to get hurt again, to disappear again. And anyone down in the comments, whenever you hear this, and we'll clip this, give me 3 top wrestlers you can think of right now in the rosters in WWE that are the workhorses that deserve the U.S. Championship. Because if you're just making a belt to give it to them to make them look pretty, give it to Jada Parker. Her butt can hold it by itself, and then you can give it to her. And that's disrespectful by me saying that. But let's get back to belts. Let's get back to belts here. Now, Orange Cassidy won the Intercontinental belt that got changed to another state,
International
belt. That was before that. It was called something else. Then Gunther was trying to do the same thing with the Intercontinental belt, making it more prestigious. You look at the similarities. You look at all these little things. You look at all these things they're doing right now. Go on, Joe.
It was called the Mid-Atlantic.
The Mid-Atlantic. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that copy pasting everything because AEW is doing something with contracts. We'll talk about that later. WWE is doing the same thing and calling it a totally different thing, but it's the same fucking exact thing. All like AEW did contracts out the ass.
Yeah.
Out the ass. And then sure enough, we're doing another tournament, and that's not AEW saying that right now. It's not them. We gotta do a tournament for the US Championship. No, you don't. If there was a ranking, because Dennis said this and shout out to Dennis on Wednesday at 9:30 next time. If there was a fucking ranking system, then there wouldn't have to be a fucking tournament. Top 4. Let's go. Fatal 4 for the belt. Do it for a fucking pay-per-view. So
Battle
you're telling
Royal.
me they're not copy pasting? Go on, Joe.
Battle Royal.
Battle Royal. No,
That was
WWE's.
WWE's go-to when they had a loose title was the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what are you gonna do now? Are you gonna do the same thing AEW did? Give the belt to some woman and leave it for about 27 to 42 weeks, a la Dean Ambrose when he had the U.S. Championship belt. He had that shit for almost a year, more than that.
This belt was created as the Jade Cargill title, like the TBS Championship was.
And then they're saying they're not copy pasting thing. This is the TBS Championship, but called the U.S. Championship because the TBS Championship in AEW is meant for people that are workhorses. The woman that was the alien, Willow Nightingale, Jay Cargill.
You talking about Chris Statlander?
Yeah, Chris Statlander. They're all workhorses. They're all people that are actual wrestlers that actually do things. I can't think of one good wrestler in the roster that can hold that belt up high right now. I'm sorry. On the main roster.
Who's on the SmackDown main roster women's division?
EO? Are they on the SmackDown or are they on Raw?
Raw.
Fuck. Not Tiffy time. Not
Tiffany Stratton is on SmackDown, but she's with nine and she's going for the world title though.
Bailey. That's it. Bailey. Now, this Bailey now, she can turn into a workhorse and kind of turn into like the John Cena of the women's division. That's it. That's all I can think of right now. I can't think of anybody else that can, because Becky's not around and her contract's about to be up and they didn't want to pay the money that she offered, that she asked. So we could talk about.
So it says
yes.
Nia Jax is the women's champion. She's on SmackDown. Piper Niven, Tegan Knox. Well, Tegan Knox is gone.
Bailey, Bianca Belair, Blair Davenport,
Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah.
Asuka, but she's out with a knee injury. Dakota Kai, but she's out with a knee injury.
Chelsea Green,
Alba Fire and Isla Dawn.
Yeah.
Ivy Nile.
They could. They're gonna give it to a foreigner just to make it like, yeah. That, you know what's sad? That's all they have. That's all they have. Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, and the other ones you said were all independents that jumped in that can hold the workhorse jobs.
Misha?
No, come on, dude. Come on, man. You really want to give it to her? Really?
Kiana James out with a leg injury.
Another look at that. And
what if they give it to Naomi?
Why? So she can dance with the belt? Come on, man. Like the US belt is supposed to be the workhorse. Naomi is not a fucking workhorse.
No, they don't have any.
No, there is none except for maybe Bailey, because Bailey has the experience of doing it.
Shayna Baszler, maybe.
I guess if you want to start off like a shoot championship where she just like, because Raw Underground didn't work. You can do it like that.
I don't see her as a workhorse. I don't see Shayna Baszler as a workhorse.
No, dude.
Zelina Vega.
No.
Kiss my fucking ass. I'm a Puerto Rican. Fuck that shit. No, thank you. Moving on.
Oh wait, that's that was wrong. I'm sorry. B-Fab.
Come on now, Joe.
Oh, come on now. You mean Carmella?
No, B-Fab.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Carmella.
Hero, no.
Yeah.
Electra Lopez?
Nope. Maybe Raquel. Okay. I'm thinking Raquel Gonzalez. I'm thinking Piper. I'm thinking Chelsea Green.
They're gonna give that shit.
Isla Dawn or Fire. One of those two.
They're all Raw.
Exactly. You need to switch it up because those are workhorses that are not here. That you're gonna make a belt for someone in SmackDown other than Bailey. I mean, and Bailey's going after Nia. So take her out of the fucking equation.
When Alexa Bliss come back, where's she going? SmackDown, right?
Raw.
If she ever comes back. She's like the fucking where's Waldo in the universe? You're never gonna find her ass.
Damn.
Ridiculous.
I'm telling you, this belt was created as the Jade Cargill title.
Yeah. But let's go back to copy pasting. Let's see this. You have Stadium Stampede in AEW and the shit that they did in AEW, the hardcore shit that they did, and now they're doing more war games.
The blood and guts match.
Yeah, now they're doing War Game, which is blood and guts, but just, well, we got it first. Like, no, you had the name first, but you waited so long until Regal was the one that said, hey, let's actually do something. And that wasn't in WWE, that was in NXT.
NWA, AWA,
NWA.
NWA, WCW. Those are the ones that did it first.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dusty
you're
Rhodes
just
created
copy-pasting
it.
of others. That's what sucks with WWE. They never admit that, yes, you have, like, when you have the rights to something, you're still copy-pasting it and still using it. You didn't invent anything. AEW invented a match in a stadium, not once, not twice, but thrice.
Yeah.
They did blood and guts numerous times with numerous different ends. Fucking Eddie Kingston threw a guy off and almost lit a guy on fire. These are things that happened. WWE, in the times that during the pandemic, what AEW didn't do is copy paste fucking zombie matches with fucking Jim Morrison and all those fucking stupid things. Like, AEW was doing matches, WWE was doing entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
But then now, recently, after Vince is gone, almost everything that AEW is doing, matches, wrestlers, type of styles of matches, storylines, they're getting copied to WWE. The funny thing is, what WWE is doing now with the gang wars, and I've said this too, Joe, with all these gangs coming out of nowhere, all these groups of different races, all like being separate. You got the LWO,
Mm-hmm.
you got a couple other, you got the shit, what the fuck is this just called? The people with the Prince, the Damon Priest's group that he left. Judgment Day, and that's not really like all white, but that's still like whatever. Like, you have all these other groups, but then AEW, exactly. In AEW, you only have two major groups right now that are kind of weird, that are copying WWE style, but really making it their own. You have MVPs, what they're calling it, the Black Supremacy.
The Hurt Syndicate.
The Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah.
The Hurt Syndicate.
A lot of people are calling it the Black Supremacy, bro. They're not even calling it the Hurt Syndicate right now. And then you have
the Death Riders.
The Death Riders, aka the Oz Crew, which is they're calling it the actors from the show Oz. Like, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Like, you look at them, they all look like they came from jail. They all look like they came from a jail. So they're doing the race wars in AEW, and what a coincidence that WWE is just taking a slower time to get there. Yeah. But they're getting there.
But this is the thing about the Hurt Syndicate. They should have been used how they is now back in WWE.
Nope. No, because it wouldn't make it like, because look what's happening now. Look what's happening that I think next Monday they're doing the 10-year anniversary of the New Day, right?
Yeah.
And that's all well and good and everything like that and blah blah blah. And this is not meant for anniversary of the big day. This is just meant for a storyline for the big day. And that's just for the New Day. And that's not what they're all about. They should always be like, yeah, we've been here for 10 years. We were heels, faces, faces, and now Big E's off the shelf and us two are fighting all the time. We should all come together as a group and finally remind ourselves why we came here. And then you can kind of go back all the way back to the beginning of the New Day when they were really trying to be like the Nation of Domination. Like, if you want to go down that route, go down that route. Don't give me Mondays where, it's all these memories. Oh my God, Kingston or Kofi Woods, whatever, that broke up. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't. Yeah. Unless, if the only way it's going to shock me on Monday is that if Big E betrays both of them, like, legitimately betrays both of them and just snaps. Yeah. That's the only way. But if that's not going to happen on Monday, why the fuck do I want to see Xavier Woods beat the shit out of Kofi? So I can see a match in Survivor Series that's only going to be one match. That's it. You did 6 months of a storyline for one match. Yeah. You're never getting more than that. That's probably why MVP left. And these guys left because they realized you're just setting us up to beat each other just to do one big match while everyone else is doing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches a year of the same fucking thing. An example, Bloodline versus insert anybody. And now they're speeding up the Bloodline storyline because they realize they have to copy paste the same storyline again to bring people in for November. They had lightning in a bottle and they're trying to catch it twice. It's not gonna work. Sorry, Joe. Your thoughts?
They're gonna have to bring in some heavy hitters for that bloodline.
Yeah.
It was announced that Lance Anoa'i has been officially signed by WWE. So
They are just picking up so many fucking Samoans. Jesus
What's going on? Hey, so
Christ.
what's going on with Zilla?
but he's injured, so they don't know. Whenever he's done healing, will be when he comes back.
And there's a question for you, Joe. Go on, Dennis.
I said, so what's going on with Zilla? How soon do we see Zilla in WWE?
I don't know who Zilla is, but
Joe?
Zilla Fatu.
Yeah, Zilla Plateau.
okay. Well, maybe like in a couple more months if they need. Because again, they're just picking up all these people because one, they don't want any other companies to pick it up, and two, they are just using it for a storyline. It's just, and you know what? Let's just, ladies and gentlemen, that was talking about that. BX. I hope you enjoyed our topic. We're gonna go on to the next one. WWID and AEW contracts, where WWID is based on the concept, of my understanding, where they're trying to go make independent groups around different parts and trying to pick them up and say, hey, work with us, we'll train you, we'll get you better, But the caveat is that we own your name. We talked about this a few weeks ago, about a few months ago, actually, that WWE is trying to capture and copyright all wrestlers' names.
Mm-hmm.
So that in the future, they own the merchandise, you own nothing. And then you got to change your name again and do that shit all over again, a la Alex Coquito / Rican Reactions right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, but AEW, on the other hand, are trying to lock down contracts. An example of that, Phoenix's contract, he can't even debut in WWE until the next year because AEW won't let him go because of the injuries that he had, various times over the years in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis, so what do you think the similarities and what can be done about these two things?
I look at it like it's, to me, it's like, since they changed everything now, like I said, you used to have RVD, he could go wherever he wanted, still have his name, but now it's like, to me, it's like they getting petty with it. Like, we don't want you to go and carry your name nowhere else, especially after you show it off at our show. So if you go to this show with the same name, no, we want people to go and don't know who you is. You got to start over from scratch. And to me, you should be able to keep your name.
Yeah. Joe?
I agree. You should be able to keep your name. The whole copywriting of people's names is I understand why they do it, but at the same time, it's not fair to the talent that came up with that name. If it's their name, then it's their name. They came up with it. They built the gimmick around it. They did all the work. So why should you have credit for it? And if you notice, Alex, the WWE ID, if you notice, it is designed around a certain group of independents, mostly WWE superstar run schools.
Yeah. Because they know that once you train them and they don't have the right niche, then they'll go someplace else and be. I call that the Big Cass effect, where Big Cass was great here, but because of basically Carmella, he got out, got the press, and then now he's well renowned in anywhere else because he's just his story and everything else. What happens when you have a wrestler, a female or male wrestler like that? Something happens, they're popular for a cup of coffee, they leave, they go to independence, they use that same name, they become popular, and now they're more popular than ever because they were trained by you. And they'll never say, no, I've never heard any wrestler say, I have to thank the Performance Center for training me and da-da-da. Never. I've never heard a fucking wrestler ever say that shit, and probably will never will. So hearing that, you should keep your name. Keep your fucking name, because if not, like I said, Shotzi Blackheart, you lost your name. Once you leave, you're not Shotzi Blackheart. You have to call yourself
Armor Norm or something.
Mug Brown Vesticule. I don't fucking know. And that's the that's the sad thing about this, because again, these are similarities between WWE and AEW. AEW starts clasping fucking contracts like fucking death. WWE in turn makes WWE ID. Obviously, they've had this for a while. This isn't a sprung idea, but these are ideas that WWE realizes that if they're going to be a major company with Netflix, they want to have a guaranteed revenue in the future. And I get that. I get that completely. That's smart. Mazel tov. But then you realize that there are wrestlers like Speedball Mike Bailey and other ones like Scoutmaster, a couple of wrestlers I've seen on the side, a whole bunch of Fatu's kids and Anois. There's a whole bunch out there that probably will never go to the main roster because they realize, like, I'll lose my name. I won't be me anymore. I'll be Curtis Axel. Shout out to Curtis Axel, whatever the fuck you are.
Did you know Shotzi Blackheart? Do you know some of her previous names in wrestling?
Mm-mm.
One of them was Pizza Cat. Another was Joey Ryan's penis.
Okay, keep going. I know there's more.
Missy high as shit.
That's funny.
And Missy high as shit spelled differently, HY as shit.
Okay. Pizza Cat would have been cool, like an NXT name, like it with a mask on. It's Pizza Cat, but like kind of like Blue Girl with a mask.
Joey Ryan's penis. What the hell?
Yeah.
That's it's a different time. Probably hanging out during Pro Wrestling Guerrilla PWG. So let's just leave it like that. There was a weird time back in those days. To go on to the next topic before we finish this off, I will say this again: another similarity between AEW and WWE that people don't want to admit. And again, WWE has been messing up. I want to give a shout out to the What's Wrong with Wrestling podcast. They have a channel on YouTube. They only give Raw and SmackDown for free, and they sold out, and now you have to pay Patreon for NXT and AEW, and what's funny about that is that they crap on AEW, but you'll never hear their podcast for free crapping on AEW. You know, like it's yeah, exactly. Like, oh, we talk about AEW and NXT. There is no free NXT or AEW podcast of them to understand why they hate it. But then you have to hear the Raw and SmackDown podcast, and they shit on it. But they only reference it, like the AEW podcast. Because, for example,
who's this? Who's this?
They're a podcast I've been listening for a long, long, long time. They're called the What's Wrong with Wrestling podcast. I'll tag them on YouTube at 27 minutes. I was one of the very first members when they were born, like around 2013, 15. Around that time, they are the kind of the people that made fun of Raw and SmackDown. They're the ones that coined the phrase fruit roll-ups, because they were the ones that always said, "Oh, no, with a fucking fruit roll-up," and they're the ones that make that like that. One of the hosts has a very cool Stone Cold, like almost spot on Stone Cold impression. That one, Stone Cold tagged him and said that was actually a good impression, and two, he just did one recently where he did the intro of What If. Hey, Unexplained. And then did the What If intro as Stone Cold. So that was actually a really good one. You can check that out, Joe, when you get a chance. I'll send you the link.
Okay.
But thank you, Onyx. Love you too, brother. But they recently, about the last year, they got a Patreon, right? A whole bunch of people. Good for them. But ever since then, they don't give away NXT or AEW or any pay-per-views for free at all. Even at maybe a once every 2 months. They hey, nothing. So when I hear them, they just talk about Raw and SmackDown. And they did shit on Raw and SmackDown. Love you back, Onyx. Where they talked about the match between Gable and Dragon Lee. Oh, why do I have to see this AEW shit on this match? I'm like, damn, what the fuck, dude? Was it that bad? And I watched the match. I'm like, this is wrestling. Why are you getting mad at it? Like, if they do it, it's the AEW shit now. But that's what podcasts are. And don't even get me started with What Culture Wrestling. They have gone off the fucking deep end lately, and I don't even try to watch their asses anymore. They have skits now, and it's fucking ridiculous. But this is what I mean by wrestling people that I grew up on. Some people start off happy, and now they end up sad. AEW started off happy, and they ended up being greedy fucking trolls. WWE ended up evil, and now moving on to the next topic. Next up, coming up, Bianca Belair and Jade hate each other. Now, this is coming from backstage news that Bianca and Jade legitimately hate each other, which you can kind of see in the background with their mannerisms. Joe, is there any truth in this thing, and how do you feel about this?
I feel there could be a lot of truth into it. I feel like there could be a power vacuum, power struggle. Feeling of stealing the spotlight type thing, and
yeah,
I am just not sold on Jade. Never have been, never will be. I feel like she has not grown. She has not learned. I feel like no matter how much people back her, I feel like she is just garbage, trash. Yeah. She has learned under some of the best.
The 3 people watching, thank you. Keep going, Joe, and hit that like.
She has learned under some of the best performers in the business, i.e., Bryan Danielson. And she's learning in the performance center from people that are there. I mean, she is learning from all these great people, but at the same time, I just don't feel like she's grown. And I just feel like this title was again created for her.
Yeah.
And she's going to get this title and she's going to run with it for a while. And it's going to build up to her and Bianca at WrestleMania probably.
Yep.
To me, if they got beef like that, I don't want to see them wrestle against each other because imagine how trash the match gonna be.
No.
Brock Lesnar, Goldberg all over again.
No. There could be. Wait a minute. Now there have been some bad examples of people that hate each other that have matches, but there have been good examples of people that hate each other. Exactly. When they hate each other, they really want everything to be crisp and perfect, and they will nitpick and they will macho man analyze.
But there was cheating involved, and there was cheating involved with that, and backstabbing, and there was a lot more involved in that.
Okay, so what about Charlotte Flair and Nia Jax when they got into that big scrap in the ring, and they was fighting for real?
The thing is, Onyx, they really do have beef against each other. That's why they don't like each other. And if you analyze it beyond just two women working each other for a tag team belt, it's about vanity. Bianca was on the road up the greatness to be one of the great ones that have multiple championships on her back. Jade expects to be on the road up to get multiple championships, to get multiple things. And now Bianca's stuck with somebody that wants to go up, that thinks that she deserves to go up, or doesn't deserve to go up because her wrestling is shit. And again, shout out to Onyx, not the Onyx Blade. Well, shout out to Onyx Blade, love you, but shout out to B-Mac. And B-Mac loves Jade, but he has to admit, like, Jade's body of work has always been like a recovering gambling addict at the casino, wavering, never to up. So with these things happening, you have to realize that you keep them as a tag team, and if you're doing this to make sure they don't fight each other, it's just gonna get worse. Because the second they break up, because they're not gonna have the belts forever. They're not Roman Reigns. They're not gonna have the belts for 3 fucking years. And if they have the belt for 3 fucking years, you just buried every women's tag team, a la Lash and Jakara, who are basically becoming the fucking B team now, getting beat every fucking other week.
Yeah.
Fuck. Come on, man. And it's always been fucking African American women. Jakara and Lash get beat by the other two black girls. The black girls beat those two like every single fucking time. Every single fucking time. Come on. And you got Piper and Chelsea Green, where their only attraction is that one's big and very beautiful, and one's very skinny and Zack Ryder's wife.
But her body of work but Chelsea Green's body of work is good though.
Mhm.
I can't give her that. She is good in the ring. She's good on the microphone. She knows how to pull a crowd.
True. Yeah. Okay. Chelsea Green for me
Underrated.
underrated, but Chelsea Green for me peaked wrestling wise. Like wrestling wise, she's fine, great. Acting wise and potential,
Yeah.
she peaked at Lucha Underground, and she has not been anything good since. The only thing that she got her famous is when Zack Ryder was in a picture in Twitter when he had the TNA thing, and then like that. The only thing I remember from her. And now that she's with Piper Niven, which I've always loved Piper Niven because she's always been like a very a workable Nia Jax. That she
Yeah.
knows how to work.
She's talented.
She's
Yeah.
talented and knows how to fucking wrestle, and she's beautiful. She's just not as demure. Not the words, not demure. Tall and Samoan influenced as Nia Jax.
Yeah.
So I will say that if Jakara and Lash wins the belt, sure, great. They're not.
Mhm.
They haven't done anything significant for them to be a wow. I want to watch every week of these people. They're not. Except okay, fine. They're broken beautiful. That's great. That shit gets fucking old very fucking fast. A
Yeah.
la Jada Parker. Her ass can only take her so far, so long until you be like, all right, fine, it's an ass. I see that shit every day in Puerto Rico, ladies and gentlemen. I see asses better than hers in Puerto Rico, and I'm missing my girlfriend's ass that's in Philly right now. So imagine that shit.
Aw.
Yeah. Life is life.
Hey,
Now, yeah.
but what I got to say about the Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, I know Chelsea Green got a lot of potential, but I want to see her play a good serious heel role, like fuck all the goofy shit and everything. I want all the smoke.
Yeah, but
I can't.
that's like saying you want to see R-Truth without the jokiness.
No, yeah, but R-Truth could do it better. R-Truth could wrestle, man. R-Truth could do it though. It's R-Truth. And then Dewdrop, I still can't get Dewdrop past out of my head. Like I can't take her serious because her name is Dewdrop.
Yep. That they fucked up. That they're like, oh well, we gotta stop doing this shit. We gotta call
Just
something
like
else.
Butch. Just like Butch. He was dope as hell as Pete Dunne. I
That
still
was
can't get.
all Vince McMahon's bullshit.
Yeah, I can't get him. His name Butch still to me.
Mm-hmm.
He's still being called Butch.
Yeah.
Because fucking shit sucks, and that's what sucks about that.
R-Truth makes fun of it every week.
Every week. Every week, and he funny as hell about it. What he tell him last time? What he
Don't call
said?
Butch Pete. He mad as hell.
What he asked him week before last? Have you seen Butch?
Yeah.
R-Truth to me, he should be at least one-time world champion. Come on, man, get that man a belt one time before he retires.
You said the U.S. and the IC title and tag titles. You said belts.
But I want to see him win. He deserved a world title, though. He at least deserve it. At least give it to him for a week or some shit. Let him get it.
He said the world title in TNA.
Yeah, I want to see WWE though.
He
didn't work his ass off. He didn't work his ass off in WWE.
So did so-called Ethan Page, and you know that he lost and got buried by Dudley's just last week. So like, even if you deserve it, quote unquote, you'll still get buried just for the legends that just come in for 2 minutes. And that's just the reality of Bianca and Jade. Whether you like it or not, you break up, you fight each other, and then some new, or not even new, some legend comes in and gets you, and you're buried. You're on the floor looking up in the sky while they are there for a minute, cup of coffee, they win, you lose. And with that, you got any more topics to talk about, guys?
I just, the state of wrestling as a whole, I just feel like, there shouldn't be, we shouldn't have a hierarchy of wrestling. Wrestling is wrestling. The more companies and the more wrestling companies that are out there, the better it is for everybody. The more content there is to be made for everybody, and the more opportunity there is for low indie talent and talent coming up to be seen on national television. So the more wrestling companies we have, the better it is for everybody, and the better pay that they get. So why hate on anything? I mean,
Yeah.
if you're going to hate on something, that's fine, but like hate on it for a specific reason. Like if you don't like something that somebody's doing, state that. Give your reasoning. Don't be hating on things just because of the fact that you just feel like it's not the specific product that you like.
True. And that's the way it has to be. That when in the podcast, we're Underappreciated Wrestling Fans, we bring facts and data to the point. We do bring up controversial topics in the thumbnail, because obviously that's how we bring clout and bring people in. But ultimately, when you sit down and talk with us and listen to us, you see that we bring data and facts. We got contested saying that we disagree on the topic of WWE copy pasting. We just bring examples. And we can bring more examples if there's a part 2, if anyone else wants to come on the show and talk about that. We do talk about Bianca and Jade, because there's legitimate hate that can brew and then extend outwards to other wrestlers that can manifest. When we talk about WWE ID and AEW contracts, because people tend to forget that in the next 2 or 3 years, wrestling is going to be booming. Reality TV and reality wrestling is going to be something of a commodity in all these big networks, Netflix and HBO and Fox and all these other places. So big companies like that, like all companies, want to make sure that their products don't disappear when they're on the rise. If you like the product, they want to keep the product until it's drained, and then they throw away the product. When they throw away the product, not the product themselves. So with that being said, this was P.U.W.F. podcast for Unappreciated Wrestling Fans. A nice little short episode, but I appreciate that because it's almost midnight for me in my world. And on Wednesday, we will see the backlash of what happened in NXT 2300. Will Jada Parker still shake her butt and go after Kaylani? Will Nikita Lyons get 2 more black guys by her side and become Black 2.0? Will Trick Williams wear another suit and dance around like an Uncle Tom?
Damn.
And will Hank and Tank or Hank and Stank and Spank My Bank come out again and have another celebrity be by their sides? Go on, Joe.
Also, we had the Bloodline reunion this week, obviously.
Yes.
With Sami Zayn.
You guys talk about that. I can go. That's all fine by me.
I mean, you ain't got nowhere to be, man.
Sami
I
Zayn.
gotta keep my house. Okay, my life is like that. All right. But you know what? You know what, Joe? Talk about that. I'll let you guys go. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Remember, P.U.W.F. Wrestling Talk will be clipped at 42 minutes and 59 seconds. And to my girlfriend, I love you. To Dennis's steak, you will be out of his stomach soon. To Joe's drives, to all the birds that he killed and all the animals that he ran over, he's sorry. He truly is.
I didn't hit nothing. They hit me.
Damn.
See, and that's why I had to put the anyway. Bye.
Damn. See, you made him. See, you heard him, made him leave. He thought you was the devil, and you made him hurry up and leave.
It's your fault.
Oh, my fault. My fault. Hey, I'm not the one that suffocated a squirrel. All right.
I ain't suffocating no squirrel.
Oh, squirrel broke his legs. Squirrel laying right there looking at it like, "Help me, help me."
That squirrel fell out of a tree. He committed suicide. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was still alive. It was looking for help.
He splatted on the concrete. There was a difference. He splatted on the concrete.
It was an animal hospital right across the street from where we was at. And
that was Brandon's house.
You put a bag over it. It's already 100. It's already 112 degrees, and you put a bag over it.
It was the projects. What do the hell you expect I was going to do?
Hey, you worse than Michael Vick.
He was misunderstood.
Wow. Okay, what would happen? What would you do if you had your leg broke right there, the same situation, and the squirrel put a bag over you?
Remove the bag?
How your arms and legs broke?
You said my legs, not my arms.
Well, your legs and arms gonna be broke like squirrels.
You fucked up already.
Yeah. Damn it. So let's talk about this Bloodline reunion. To me, honestly, I don't want to see Sami Zayn nowhere near it. I was actually hoping somebody would have heard him before he would have came out anything, so it would have been a substitute. But I don't want to see Sami Zayn in the bloodline thing.
Yeah, they had to do it. It's nostalgia. They had to do it.
Okay, this is like two family members getting into a fight, and I'm cool with both of them. I have no right to break that up. They got to solve that between themselves.
Yeah,
And that's how I feel. And that's how I feel with Sami Zayn. They need to bring their shit back together by themselves. They don't need Sami Zayn. If anything, all of them should jump Sami Zayn.
no, that's not what's going to happen. They're going to go on to War Games. Sami Zayn's going to win. I mean, the old bloodline's going to beat the new bloodline, and or we're going to get an interference.
You know what? That stressed me out. Let me go and get my beer real fast.
You don't need a beer. What the hell? Act like we're talking the WWE Women's Division or something. Jesus. Anyway, folks, we are here and we are talking to wrestling, bringing up the Bloodline storyline that is ongoing. And
Okay, I'm back now.
Oh, welcome back.
Hey, Mazel Tov.
About time you show up.
Oh, man, ain't that about something?
Always like you being late.
So what you want, to drunk or sober me?
Huh? No. NXT Time with Drunk Walk is on Wednesdays.
Hey, man, you ain't right, bro. You stick in the head.
It's your fault.
How's my fault?
Your drunken stupidness makes people not think properly.
Wow. That was a really low move, man. That was not cool. You is the devil.
MJF's the devil. What are you talking about?
You the original.
No, that's Vince McMahon.
No, you worse than Vince McMahon, buddy.
Not according to the courts and the media.
Hey, you make Vince McMahon look like a Christian.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't demean women. I never done that.
So they say.
I am a pioneer for women. In a way.
You lying asshole, you.
Huh?
You lying asshole, you.
I'm not a lying asshole. I may be an asshole.
See, so, that's why your heart black and cold.
No, my heart's black and cold because I like to smoke and I like the winter time, but that's beside the point.
Honest to Blade. Thank you, bro. Have a good night, man. Come back on again. Thank you for coming on. So, Joe, how do you wish you would have seen this storyline go, this bloodline storyline go? Give me what would you want to see happen instead of what's about to happen now?
I don't know. I'd like to see a third team in this War Games.
Mm-hmm. And who's your third team? Who would be the members of the third team?
I'm sorry?
Who would be the members of the third team?
Zilla, Lance, Hikuleo, and Rock.
So let's just say, what if that do happen where The Rock have his own team? And we talked about this numerous of times that The Rock's bloodline come and beat the shit out of Roman Reigns and Solo's bloodline. What if we see that happen?
If they could have done it the way that I'm suggesting, is with a third team of with a Rock's team, they could have worked it to where they could have had 3 teams in the War Games match.
Yeah.
And you could have had Rock's team go on top.
Yeah.
And then you could have caused a little more of a little more of a thing with the 3 teams where they could have pushed it on further towards like WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But they wanted to rush it, so
yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
Here we are.
Hey, thank you for coming on to the show. Thank you for the comment. Yeah, and, hey, bro, and that's exactly what they doing. They rushing it. They don't rush it, bro. Like, to me, they should have started. They should have started sooner. Oh, somebody got traded in the NBA.
I don't know. Hold on, let me look. Let me see what's going on.
Yeah,
said something about the Detroit Pistons traded somebody. Hold on.
Bullshit. It better not.
Wow. Detroit Pistons said that they suck and are selling the team. Holy shit. Look at that.
Hey, I don't care as long as my Lions doing good. I don't care.
Just like your Detroit Red Wings just got smoked by the Rangers tonight. New York Rangers 4-0.
Hey, how many rings have you won though?
What? The
How many
Rangers?
championships we won? No, the Red Wings. Detroit. We won what? 11.
When was the last time y'all were relevant? When was the last time y'all were in the playoffs?
I'm about to pull your file.
You want to go there?
Yeah.
I could tell you the last time we were in the play. I could tell you the last time Rangers were in the playoffs.
When?
Last year.
We got 11 Stanley Cup titles, bro. 11.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. We have 4.
Yeah. Ha. Joke's on you.
Yeah, we got 4. When did you? Yeah, but see, we got 4, but we still got 4. We got 11. We got 4. We still got 4. Here,
And
last time.
let's not talk about your football team, your NFL team that suck this year.
Last time the Red Wings have seen a playoff was 2016.
Okay. 8 years ago? Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And they lost to the Tampa Bay Lightning.
We still got more championships than y'all.
They still ain't seen a champion. They still ain't seen a championship, a playoff.
We got 11.
Almost a decade.
Y'all got 4.
So, New York Yankees got 28. What was 27? What does that matter? How many Tigers got?
We got a couple.
You got a couple?
Yeah.
I'm looking it up.
Man, you ain't gotta look up shit all the time, man. Quit being an asshole.
Yeah. You got 4.
Yeah.
And the last time y'all won a World Series was in 1984.
Yeah, we could have won one in 05, but
40 years ago.
We could have won one in 05, but they choked.
That's usually what Detroit teams do.
No, whatever. Don't talk about my Lions because we kicking y'all. We kicking everybody ass. We kicking ass, taking names.
No, let's see. Look. Detroit Lions.
We only lost 1 game. We number 1 in the league.
How many Super Bowl wins do you have? They won 4 championship games prior to the Super Bowl.
We're about to win one this year, though.
You ain't won any Super Bowls, not one.
We about to win one this year.
Last time you've even seen a championship was before the Super Bowl, and that was in 1957.
Hey, you hear me? We mark my words. We're about to win one this year. We winning the Super Bowl. We winning. We 8-1.
So, Here, I'm gonna pull. Yeah, sorry, folks. We're getting on a tangent on sports because this is what we do. We like sports.
Yeah, and we talk shit about each other, even though you're from New York.
That's right. New York, one of the most decorated championship cities in the world.
Whatever.
Number one in baseball for the most championships. Ain't nobody ever catching that.
Let's go Lions. You see that? Let's go.
Stop blowing gas up your own ass.
Hey.
So your Lions are 7-1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Kansas City's 8-0.
Okay. And we beat Kansas City. We won.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we did.
8-0, Kansas City.
But that was the preseason. We beat them.
Preseason don't count for shit.
It do.
Preseason don't count for
it's good for pride and morals.
It's good for television and viewership.
Well, that's all right. We better than y'all this year.
Let's see. Preseason. Okay, Kansas City lost to Jacksonville. They lost to Detroit, and they lost to the Bears in preseason. And then the season started, and they beat Baltimore, Cincinnati, Atlanta, the Chargers, New Orleans, San Francisco, the Las Vegas Raiders, and Tampa Bay.
We got the hardest schedule, though. We just beat Minnesota. Minnesota had the number one defense.
They play Denver. They play Denver this week, and then they got to play. Kansas City's got to play Buffalo next week. Buffalo's the game that's going to give them trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, we ain't gonna play Kansas City until the playoffs.
You're Detroit, right? Here,
Yeah.
I'll tell you. You all play Houston this weekend.
Oh, that's an easy win. Houston like 1-7, 1-6.
They're 6-3.
Houston?
Yes.
6-3. They still trash.
They're almost as good as you.
They still trash. Mark my words. We win it tomorrow.
They haven't had a bye week yet. Y'all have.
We win it tomorrow. We ain't losing no more games. We're not losing no more games.
You got Jacksonville the week after that. Indiana the week after that.
Trash.
Detroit. You play Chicago the week after that.
Trash.
Green Bay.
Trash. We just beat Green Bay.
Buffalo.
Trash.
You ain't gonna fucking no.
We just beat Green Bay.
Buffalo 7-2.
Huh?
Buffalo is 7-2.
If we would have lost against Green Bay, I would have said, yeah, we ain't gonna win. We beat the top 3 teams in our division.
So what? You didn't beat Buffalo?
We gonna beat Buffalo. Trash.
Y'all lost to the Giants in the opening preseason game.
And who did y'all lose to in the preseason?
I'd have to look, but we beat y'all in the week 1, 14-3.
Nah, that's so they say.
I'm just saying. Y'all had to go to overtime to beat the fucking Rams.
Y'all ain't gonna make the playoffs. So
no, we got to rebuild. I'm the first one to admit that the Giants need to rebuild.
Exactly. That's what we had to do now.
Well, I mean, you can't go much worse than 0-16. So, I mean, you got to do something.
Man, that was like 20 years ago, man.
Wasn't that long ago.
It was that long ago.
Y'all have the worst record in NFL history.
That was 20 years ago, man.
It's still a record, and it's never going to be broken.
Matter of fact,
you're the first and only team to go 0-16.
Matter of fact, that was when I was 2.
Bullshit.
Yeah. I was 2 years old when that happened.
No, you wasn't.
I was.
I'm pulling your card. I'm going to type that in right now. This shows you how much D-Walk's lying, some bitch.
What? Hey, if I'm lying, my nose could grow. Okay, my nose ain't grew yet.
2008, sir.
I was 2.
No, you wasn't.
I was.
You a lying son of a bitch.
I was 2.
What year were you born?
2006.
No, you weren't.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker, you're in your 40s like I am. Shut up.
No, I'm not.
You motherfucker.
I mean, why you gotta tell people my age, man? Come on.
Goddamn old man.
Hey, you ain't shit, bro. I see you ain't shit.
0-16 in a fucking made history with that shit.
Man, that was rigged. That was the year it was rigged. That was the year the referees was rigging the games.
2008.
Yeah, I was only 2.
Where the Giants finished in 2008?
I don't think they made the playoffs.
I'll look it up right now. Yeah, we did. We were number 1 in the NFC East. We were 12-4 was our record.
Did y'all win a championship? No.
Yeah.
No, y'all didn't. Y'all didn't win no championship.
Yeah, we did. We beat the Patriots.
Mm-mm. I don't believe it. That game was rigged.
We won the Super Bowl that year.
It was rigged.
Yep. The year
It was rigged.
the year that you the year that you boys went 0-16 was the year that we won one of our championship, our Super
Hey,
Bowls.
man, that season was rigged. That season was rigged against us.
And then we won another one in 2012
That ain't count.
against the Patriots again.
No, that ain't count, though.
Come on now, man.
No, that ain't count. The referees was rigging the games. That ain't count.
How? Yeah, right. Come on, bro.
That shit was rigged.
And they're gonna be rigged. They're gonna be rigged again when they call all these calls in Detroit.
Stevie Wonder. Hey, Stevie Wonder could even see that when it was rigged. Matter of fact, Stevie Wonder said something on the commentating thing like, "Man, this game rigged. I see y'all. I see this game rigged."
Listen, Stevie Wonder also said he didn't see Diddy do nothing wrong.
Shut the fuck, man. Why you had to bring that shit up, man? Shut the fuck up, bro. Man, what's wrong with you?
Ray Charles confirmed that Stevie Wonder did not see Diddy do anything wrong.
Wow, bro. Why you had to bring that up, man? Why you got to bring a blind person into this situation? See, I told you, that's why you cold-hearted. That's why you cold-hearted. That's why there's something wrong with you, man. You evil.
Bill Clinton said he was just Vince McMahon was just acting on his natural instincts.
Uh-oh. Hey, Sports Jet, I said send him the link.
Who?
BX.
That's you.
Huh?
That's on you.
All right. I'm going to send him the link.
Talking sports. Uh-oh. You ain't going to badmouth New York sports if Sports Jedi's in here. That's a New York sports guy.
I will. Hey, Sports Jedi, you hear that? I'm badmouthing New York.
New York has one of the most decorated sports cities in the world. Chicago is another one, and obviously Detroit is decorated, just not as decorated.
Well, don't put some name on, put some respect on our name.
Listen, y'all don't have the Flint, Michigan Wizards or anything like that.
Oh man, here you go.
Call y'all the Flint, Michigan Diddlers.
Wow. I'm trying to send this to.
I know. It's not hard. It's called copy, and then you go over and you click paste.
I mean, leave me alone, man. Quit your. Yeah, like I said, New York sucks. Everything in New York sucks.
You a
The
lying
crime there
motherfucker.
sucks.
You loved it in New York.
No, I bullshit. It smelled like crime, trash, filth. I thought I seen Batman flying around and everything. Man, New York is trash, especially in the suburbs. Especially they suburb. Oh, we got a guest.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Not
We
too bad,
good,
are
brother.
you?
How you doing? But anyway, New York sucks. We talked about everything about New York. It sucks.
I'm not here to talk about New York. I'm about to talk about how you guys open up the show, calling me out, and I'm here to defend myself on the way you guys want to call me out about the too many belts with the women's division. Let's talk about that first. We could talk about the Jets, Giants, and all that nonsense. And the just remember
Rebuild. Rebuilds, BX. We need rebuilds.
What do you mean rebuilds?
The Jets and the Giants need rebuilds.
I'm not here to talk about the football right now. I'm here to talk about the comments about too many belts.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Since you guys called me out, I would like to defend myself. But let me hear your take. Let me hear your takes about this. No, let's go. Let's talk about this because whenever it comes to women's wrestling, you guys tend to turn chauvinistic. I'm gonna be honest with you. When you're on my channel, you guys, oh, this is trash. You talk about the women's division like you don't like it. If you don't like it, that's all cool. But to say there's too many belts and then you and I'm just saying I don't agree that the WWE is copy and pasting all elite wrestling. Like you said, oh, it's gonna be a spicy show. Let's go. I could bring the spice too.
Come on. Let's talk. Come on.
Let's go. Let's bring it up. Let's talk. Bring it up. What you guys were talking about.
Well,
I'm here now. Address me. I'm here now. Now I'm not. Okay. I'm in front of you guys now.
Yes. Okay. Alex stepped away, obviously, because he has to clean his house or whatever. But I just feel like there's too many belts. Like there's always an argument that's always said that AEW has too many belts.
Well, we're not talking about AEW right now. That's another story. We're talking about WWE. Now, there's a lot of women now. There's a plethora of women where the top of the top is logjam. You got Liv, who Liv, Rhea Ripley, and you have that already logjam to the top. That now the mid-card title, to make you guys understand, opens up the opportunities for Selena Vega, which a lot of people are crying and saying push the Selena Vega army, and I agree. Also, Dakota, a woman like a Dakota Kai, who doesn't have anything. Do you believe she's going to be a world champion? No.
Dakota Kai's out right now, anyways.
Even if she was healthy, my point is that she was not going to be world championship material, and the male wrestling audience wasn't going to put up for her being a world champion because they would be raising their eyebrows. Now, if you have a mid-card title, they could work themselves and become relevant. You don't have to let go of an Indy Hartwell or other women because they're not going to be at the world champion materials. That's what the mid-card title is being introduced to the WWE. It's for these women. So men like yourself that don't like the women wrestling could like the mid-card women to be relevant because they're fighting for an Intercontinental or United States Championship. Now those matches become relevant, and now you want to watch it because it means something. It's not too many belts. When you have Ring of Honor Trios champion, now if you want to compare the titles with the two companies, or you have too many Trios titles, or you have a TV title, an Inter-Atlantic title, a yada yada. Now you're talking about too many titles. WWE, there's two wrestling brands. There's a SmackDown and a Raw. They're pretty much kind of almost separated. They got each one of these television audience wants their own titles, their own champions. So like that, you don't say, what was the big thing I used to get on my channel all the time? 50-50 booking, repeat matches. So if you have different champions and different brands and different titles for men and women, now you don't have the same repetitive championship. I already see people already calling for Charlotte Flair to be the new mid-card champion. It's a mid-card title for the ladies who don't get the opportunities. Guys.
Yeah, she don't need to.
Yeah, she don't need to be. Charlotte Flair don't need to be in the mid card even conversation.
I understand that. I'm seeing that in the IWC rhetoric. Bayley shouldn't be in the United States Championship. Bayley's a world champion. Charlotte Flair's a world champion. There's mid-card titles for the Mia Yim, where Mia Yim, the ladies of that stature, Chelsea Green, a Shotzi when she returned. You see the names there? They're not going to be main event women, but they're world champions on a SmackDown show where now you could put them there and you could have that opportunity for these women to have exposure and be taking the attention of the men audience, because let's face it, wrestling male don't really look at them for their matches. You guys want to run immediately to wow, this is trash. I mean, you said it on my own channel. I mean, and I'm like, damn, give these women an opportunity here.
So
that's my saying.
MLW CMLL Lucha Apocalypto's live stream is canceled due to technical issues. The show will air on delay tomorrow.
Yeah, well, that's a shame.
Interesting. That's sad because they're both up and coming. You know, CMLL is doing a lot of good work, and MLW has been doing a lot of good work.
No, but what you said, BS, we saying that because, like I said, the WWE didn't let go a lot of good talent. India Carwell, she shouldn't have been gone. Like, they could have had her in the mid-card title. They don't have enough women to make another title. Like, I'm saying, like, what you will keep seeing the same women wrestle for the belt and everything is not enough wrestlers. They ain't got enough women wrestlers to make a new belt for the new division.
Oh, my God, you don't know how much. I'm sorry, with all due respect, that is so totally wrong. I just gave you a bunch of names right now.
Now look. No, hold on, man. Look, this is all I'm saying. Okay, now, they barely got tag team women division wrestlers, all right?
Wait a minute. We're talking about mid-card. We're not talking about tag teams right now. That's the problem. We jump for so many different topics. Let's stay on the yellow brick road right now, which is about the mid-card women. You said there's not enough women. I just gave you a bunch of names right now. Plus, now, I didn't even talk about Natalia Neidhart. You've got so many. You got Charlotte. You got Brandy, aka B-Fab. There's so many different women there that and you're trying to, let's stay on the yellow brick road.
No, I'm just saying, I get it, but I'm saying this, like, do you see? Okay, let's see Mishin win the U.S. women's title. How many more different women could we see contender? Like, you remember how I said the ranking system broke. How many other women do we see, like, instead of seeing the same matches over and over again for the same belt, how many different women we see wrestling?
But here's the thing. WWE doesn't have a quote-unquote ranking system. So, again, this debunks your title about WWE copying and pasting all elite wrestling, because they don't have a ranking system that says this one's a number one contender. We're going to use this one tonight. What the thing here is, they got different women. Don't forget, they have and you should know this. You do NXT time. You host a show about this. There's a whole NXT plethora of women ready to come up from the main route, from down from Orlando to SmackDown and Raw. Don't you host NXT time? You know there's a bunch of women there. My God, don't you think when you talk sometimes? I'm sorry, with all due respect, there's a lot of women in the grass there. You say repeat matches and not enough women. Didn't they say NXT is the most biggest women roster, stacked women's roster in all of professional wrestling? Now you're going to tell me there's not enough women?
No.
Which one
I'm
is
saying,
it? Am I going to braid your hair, or am I going to relax it?
You talking about bringing women to the main title? What happens when they bring
to the
NXT women
to the mid-card title?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What happens when they bring them? Who else do they have in NXT? To me, they shouldn't bring nobody up to the main card, because if they do, they're gonna struggle.
It's eventually they will, but here's the reason why you introduce the mid-card title, because now they become relevant to the wrestling picture. They become relevant because now you're going to pay attention to them. The same way back in the 80s, you had the Macho Man Randy Savage, who's an Intercontinental Champion, and he moved up to the world title. He brought credibility. That's like going from let's take it to a sports analogy, from Major League Baseball. You have a AA, AAA, then you have the Major League. Those titles are stepping stones. Those titles were meant for stepping stones. Who's the next guys moving up. The same way Gunther was Intercontinental Champion, now he's World Heavyweight Champion. That's a step up. When it comes to these women, they go either the mid-card title range, they see how they gravitate to people, also with their promo skills, how they gravitate to merchandise sales and all that other stuff that comes to factor. You know what? They become now a face of a wrestling company. We can make them a face of the women's division. Let's go. They were great as an intercontinental title run, or women's intercontinental, or a women's United States title run. Now we could elevate them to a world title. It's not going to happen overnight. That's the problem. Everybody wants things microwave instantly at the moment. Everything with storylines and progressiveness and growth, you start getting attached and want to see these women grow. That's my point when you say there's not enough repeat matches. There's a whole list of ladies that we could. You got Kairi Sane. How many times do you think Kairi Sane should beat Nia Jax right now? No. Make it. How are you going to make it sense? No, she's so tiny, but she's first inaugural women's champion, United States women's champion. It makes sense because yes, it could make sense. You have a nice series with her and Mia Yim if they want to wrestle. You want to have. There's so many different women that is not logjam at the main event picture that you could make it seem better because you have a Jade. I'm not saying Jade is going to be United States World Champion. They look like they're going to push her to the world title picture. So you guys don't like Jade, and a lot of the end of the community thinks she stinks as a wrestler. Doesn't resonate. Whatever. Yada yada yada. If she's World Heavyweight Champion, you guys are going to be counting the days when they take that title away from her. But you know what? If there's a women's mid-card champion, you could get invested in the Chelsea Green running and becoming champion while Jade is the World Heavyweight Champion. You get that out of the system. You see what I mean? What I'm trying to tell you there?
BX, I feel like this title was created to give to Jade so they can have a Bianca versus Jade championship match at WrestleMania. And if that is the case, and if this is what they're trying to do, I understand why they're trying to do that. But at the same time, that's exactly what AEW did with Jade. They gave her the TBS championship pretty much. And she ran with that thing forever. And then
that's the issue you have.
No improvements.
That's the issue. There's an agenda with one particular woman, and you're looking at focusing on one particular woman where there's a whole plethora of division of women that could benefit. But
if it's the case, do you feel that that's wrong? They're making a title to progress an angle with two people. That doesn't that affect the division as a whole?
I can't say yay or nay because that's your speculation. I respect that if it happens and that's the way you say it, and we see that unfold, then you know what? You're 100% right. As of right now, that November 9th, I can disagree with you there because I don't know what's the purpose of that title from Paul Levesque and the WWE creative. I doubt they're going to make a women's United States title just for Jade Cargill. I doubt that because it feels that she's doing a lateral or she's doing the same thing that she did in All Elite Wrestling, like you said right now. I don't think that WWE is not about going lateral. They're about breaking barriers and breaking ceiling levels. So I don't know if they're going to do that. If they do that, then I have no problem coming here and say you were absolutely 100% correct. I even make one video say you were correct. They made a whole title just for that one woman.
No, but we don't see women
a long time, you know. All of us, you, me, D-Walk, we've all been watching wrestling a long time. We've watched all kinds of all the different promotions, and we've grown up with wrestling, and it just seems like this is the direction that they're going, and that's why I say what I say, because it feels like that's the direction they're trying to go, because they want to test her to see if she can handle the pressure of being a champion before making her champion.
But isn't that what she's doing with the tag team titles right now? With Jade, with Bianca? They're tag team champions.
Yeah, with the tag titles, you have somebody else holding you up.
But they're still conducting themselves like a champion. And to last what I see, people.
The Rockers were tag team champions, but they still made Shawn Michaels an Intercontinental champion long before he was a world champion.
Absolutely, I agree with you on that. And now, see, that's the thing. This is an argument I have now. Now we pick and choose when we're going to bring in some factual stuff from the past, like before. I totally agree with you on that. When we bring in that with the Shawn Michaels growth, so that's why again it kind of contradicts what you were saying earlier about the World Women's titles, though. He's united with bringing. I think Jade is totally ready for the world heavyweight title picture for the women's championship rather than the mid card. I don't think this title is for a mid card. I think for Jade, I personally don't think it's made for her. Now, you guys want to agree with it? I cannot tell you what to think. That's your brains. That's your thoughts. Again, I respect your opinion, but I will tell you with a healthy debate to tell you I don't agree. I don't think they're going that route with them making this title for her. I mean, that'll be kind of a little bit. They're not booking for one person. They're booking for a whole company.
Did they announce who was in the tournament?
They haven't announced it even if it was going to be a tournament yet. They just said the women. They said the women in WWE have done excellent work, and now they want to elevate them with this United States Women's Champion. That's pretty much the gist of the whole conversation of the Adam Pearce, the Nick Aldis announcement. They didn't say what kind it was. They didn't say it was a battle royal. I have no idea. I think it might be a tournament. It should be a tournament. It should be there. And they should put names in the tournament. They should. And we'll see. Let's see what the names of the tournament comes out, and we'll have a great idea on that. People are pushing hard for Chelsea. You know,
when I'm looking at it's on SmackDown, so it's the US title. So we got B.F.A.B., Bailey, Bianca Belair, Blair Davenport,
Naomi,
Candice LeRae, who's this women's speed champion. Obviously, Bianca and Jade are the tag champions. Yes. Elektra Lopez, Indy Hartwell, Jade Cargill, Mishin. Well, Indy Hartwell's gone. So take her off. Naomi, Nia Jax, who's the women's champion. So she gets taken out. Piper Niven, Tegan Knox, and Tiffany Stratton, who's the Money in the Bank briefcase holder.
Tegan Knox gone. Tegan Knox is released from the company. But you mentioned women.
Are gone.
You forgot to mention two other women, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. So
they're on Raw.
They were Davenport. Weren't they a 6-woman group?
Fire and Dawn are on Raw, supposedly. That's what they said.
So they're mixing. Okay, all right. That's the semantics. That's semantics.
And Dakota Kai are on Raw also, and they both have knee injuries. You know,
but
Kiana James.
But they're still part of it, though. There's another lady that we didn't talk about, Kiana James.
She's out with a leg injury too.
But they're going. These women are, and they're going to return. Like an Alexa Bliss is going to return. A Carmella is going to return. When they do return, and that's not even talking about the women from NXT being called up. There's a lot of women for that mid-card title. That's my point. And there's not repeat matches or a limited amount of people. Now, if you were to tell me if I could see you go up in arms and say copy and paste, they make like a lightweight, a 205, a lightweight championship. Then we're pushing something. Or if they were to tell me you're going to make a United television title, then I will be behind you. But the mid-card title, in my opinion, there's a lot of meat to be out there in a buffet of competitors to come get it. It is, and I still don't think it's going to be Jade, the number one there. I think they're going to stick with tag team. They're going to stay at the tag team, and I don't think they're going to be.
So BXO, the so-called people that's in the SmackDown Women division, a lot of them names are tag team divisions, but tag team partners. The only people I can see breaking up is Jade and Bianca. I don't see nobody else breaking up. That's in the tag team.
One more time, give me the names again. Let's go with the names. Let's go with them.
Who else?
Let's go with the names again.
You got B.F.A.B.
That's a single.
No, she by herself.
Right.
Bailey.
She by herself. She's not gonna be the main.
Which I don't think she should be. I don't think she should be in that win mid-card title either. But we're gonna put her at number 2. That's 3.
Bianca Belair.
I don't see she's there.
Candice LeRae.
That's 4.
Chelsea Green.
That's 5.
Elektra Lopez.
That's 6.
Indy Hartwell. She's gone. Sorry. Jade Cargill.
I don't see
Mishin.
8. Not 7. Excuse
me. Naomi.
That's 8.
Nia Jax.
No.
Piper Niven.
You could say 9 because she doesn't have to stay in the tag team with.
And Tiffany.
Now I'm gonna give that one up to you guys. Do you think Tiffany's her idea is to get that women's title, or she's going to cash it in for the United States, or she wants to be in the United States? She's
gonna be world champion.
World champion.
Okay. So do you want to put her in that division?
No.
All right, so that's 9. That's why I asked you that.
Mhm.
She's past that.
Yeah.
She's got so much gravitational pull towards her and so much appeal that they want her to be a world champion.
There you
The
go.
goal that they've been trying to work towards, which obviously is may and may not happen, is Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania for the belt, for the title.
Right. So that's 9.
the goal.
That's 9. And what else? What other women we have going around?
And that's all SmackDown.
Correct.
That's it. For SmackDown, that's it. And then we have some that are on the inactive what do they call it? Free agency list.
Right. Then you could throw those names in there too, because they could be bought in for that tournament.
That is, hold on, I'll give you that ring. Well, here it is. Alexa Bliss on maternity leave. Carmella, it's on maternity leave.
11.
Charlotte Flair has a knee injury. Shotzi's out with a knee injury.
That's
Tamina.
12. She's retired.
And
Yeah, she retired.
Valhalla's out with on maternity leave.
That's, you could say 13. I think she's, you could say, we're going to, for argument's sake, so just in SmackDown and free agency, that's 12. Now, we've been seeing that and Raw and SmackDown are not afraid of bringing up and sprinkling 2 or 3 NXT wrestlers like Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. They're not afraid to put that there. That's another, those are 13, 14 names right there for the mid-card women. Not only that,
you have 30 women in the NXT roster.
30, but not all of them. Let's go with the obvious ones that are on the cusp. And let's get just that are on the cusp of turning WWE main roster ready. Like for instance, Roxanne Perez. That now that a lot of people, and this is what caused a lot of rip between Booker T and Bubba Ray Dudley. You know that where they patched things up, but when Bubba Ray says that did say that Roxanne was not ready for the main roster because she would get lost in the shuffle. They didn't have nothing for her. She wasn't going to come in right away and wrestle for the women's world title. That's why they make a mid-card title. It doesn't. They're not looking and reacting to All Elite Wrestling and copying what they're doing. They're reacting what they have internally in-house, where they see a prodigy like a Roxanne Perez. And then you know what? And not just her. We just named 13 women. Roxanne Perez from NXT. If we bring them up, they get lost in the shuffle. This is something that's happening too much, and I think they addressed it internally because we're calling up these women from NXT, and they're not getting pushed. They're not doing nothing because the top women, they're top heavy, and that's not their time to retire yet. You're not going to ask these ladies to put over the young women right now because they're in their prime. They're taking advantage of the women in the top right now, like a Rhea, like a Liv, and even Becky. They're not going to ask them, we need you to put over and start losing to the younger women coming up from NXT. And they're not going to like, wait a minute, I put all this work in the women's division. That's why this championship again makes sense because now you have, again, when you don't get too many women that comes up from NXT, they don't do nothing. They get lost in the sauce and they get released, or they get their career turned off. Like they're off. They're not. Candice LeRae, I mean, she's off right now. The speed is helping her. This program with Nia Jackson's working for her. There are too many women. Lindy Hartwell, Tegan Knox, too many women not doing nothing. And I know they're not going to separate Katana and Chance Carter. No. They're another two, but you have Lyra Valkyria now that could be part of that mid-card title right now. And she had you covered, again, you do NXT time. You know what Lyra Valkyria brings to the table as a competitor week in and week out. Now she's a United States champion or a women's intercontinental champion.
I don't see her mid-card though. I see her as a world champion. I don't see her as a
But again, I don't know if you're trying choosing to understand, or maybe my New York accent is not helping you. It's giving them something to do while they weave out the world title picture, while they get either the women retire, get older, or they move on from the main roster from the top of the main card. It's the same thing with the men. For the past 3 years, you had Roman Reigns on top of the world, and Brock Lesnar were the main eventers. Now Roman is taking a little bit less time away. You got Cody Rhodes stepping up, but I mean, guess what? Braun Breaker has to go now wrestle in the mid card title because he can. You can't say Braun is gonna. Oh, he should go to the world title picture. It's not his time yet. There's other men ahead of them, like an AJ Styles, like others. Right now, they're on the top right now until they retire, until they weave away from their time in the main card picture for the next class to step up. It's just like right now. You could put it this way, just like a high school. Right now, these women mid card titles, they're sophomores. They're sophomores to juniors waiting for the senior class to graduate. That's how simple it is, right?
But I think it's your New York accent. But like I said, to me, like they not even to me, they not using Fallon Henley right. Fallon Henley, she was dope when she was going against Tiffany Stratton and for the NXT title. But to me, like, look what she's doing now. Fallon Henley got a lot of potential.
And yes, what is she now?
She in a fucking trios.
She's part of Fatal Influence.
Isn't she the women's North American champion?
Yeah. No, but I'm saying.
So what's the gripe?
Like, she was up there with Tiffany Stratton and all them. Like, she was a good fucking NXT contender. It could have been a champion. And look where she at now. They dropped it to trios. Now she just won the North American title.
She's a champion, though. She's a champion currently right now. They're going to show her. Now she has to showcase herself as a champion. Now we're going to see her as a North American champion. You got now all eyes on you. Now you got a strap. Show us what you got.
I believe what D-Walk's trying to say is that her match quality was better before she did this. Before she joined the group. Before she did this heel turn and went that different direction, her match quality was better. That's what he's trying to say. She improved. Yeah, her match quality was way better before, and now it's kind of like subpar because of I think it's part of the reason is because of the angle she has because she's a heel, and I don't think that they want her to perform like she did when she was a face.
So they're reinventing herself. She has to reinvent herself. That's part of the.
That's what I'm saying.
Business. That's the professional business. Everyone has to reinvent themselves. Right?
And when you're a heel, you can't be that. When you're a heel, you can't be that upper level crowd grabbing person. You're not trying to have the crowd gravitate towards you as far as like, oh, I love this person. No, you're trying to have the crowd hate you. You're a heel.
Right. And so what are you getting from Fallon Henley? So what are you getting
right now she's doing heel stuff. She's doing what she should be doing. She's being a heel. She's not performing to appease the crowd like she once was. She's working to have the crowd not like her.
And that's what they want from her.
Yes, correct? Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell D-Walk. Like, this is why she's not performing like you're talking about. When she was taking on the Tiffany Stratton, she was a baby face. She was grasping to have that crowd. She was gravitating wanting that crowd to reach and say that they loved her. She's not reaching for the love now. She's reaching for the hate.
No,
and I'm going to give you an insight. When she was a baby face in NXT, she was the most despicable person outside of the wrestling business. Very nasty attitude. I'm sorry, my friend. You know who you are, and you gave me the insight. I'm sorry but I'm going to say it out on YouTube. She wasn't the nicest person. So that heel persona is working because that's who she is. So, again, I apologize to my friend from NXT who gave me that insight, but I'm going to have to tell you that, so you should know before you have a better understanding.
Yeah,
I like it. I like the heat. I like the way she's getting heat. I like the way she's being an asshole. It works
because that's her character. That's her character outside the performance.
And that's it. You know, real life imitates. You know, you imitate real life, and it makes more sense. When you're more your true self, it makes better for yourself.
All I'm saying from her wrestling skills, she deserved to be an NXT Women's Champion before she get called up.
And I don't think she's getting called up anytime soon. So rest assured, I don't think she's getting called up anytime soon.
I see 2 more years.
You're probably correct.
Damn.
She's not getting called up in 2025.
Roxanne Perez is getting called up in 2025.
There's a good possibility on that.
So BS, give me your 5 people you think they'll call up.
Women.
For the women.
No, men and women.
Men and women.
Trick is gonna get called up. He'll be getting called up. I believe so will Lash Legend, so Jakara Jackson, as well as Roxanne Perez. And I think that, and there'll be a surprise woman that we don't even think of. Really, they're gonna bring her up. I didn't see that coming. Even maybe two. Keep an eye on a woman that continues to get better and better right now. And she might not even hold any of the NXT title. She might be one of those that just Becky Lynch's her way to the top in the main roster. It's gonna be Brittany Reese. Just keep an eye on her for Brittany Reese.
Valuable.
Just keep an eye on her.
What do you feel? What do you feel about the new NXT signees? What if Stephanie McCoy, Julia, and I forget her name. Her name was Delta before she came.
Delta, Zaraya. To me, Zarya.
Stephanie McCoy. Yeah, Zarya. That's it.
Zarya. I keep saying Zaraya, but it's Zarya.
I keep saying Delta.
Yeah, I stick with Delta because I get tongue twisted with her name. They're going to be there. They're not getting called up right now.
They're the future, though.
They're the future. They're learning NXT TV or at least WWE television, the hard camera, the timing, the promo, when and how to the facials, and that the quicker they pick it up, the quicker they're going to move. But they're not going to rush them to the main roster. There is no rush. Again, no. The right now, back to our argument, back to our debate, is the women's division is log jam with top heavy. Now we're introducing this mid card. Now, if they want to bring them within another year or two, they could come in with a big splash after dominating NXT for so long, making NXT so. Remember, they also want to put numbers up on the CW network. They want to put on superstar quality while they're learning. They want to have the cake eat it too. So you keep them in NXT for another year. They learn how to adjust to television in America, how to work the cameras, how to promo, all that good stuff. Then they brought up. They don't have to. Oh, here comes the W. And this is something that a lot of wrestling fans say, and you hear it. They're shoehorning this wrestler, or they're pushing XYZ wrestler down our throat. Why? Because they rush them to the main title picture. They don't have. They don't have to. They don't have to now because they could go with that mid card and dominate that. And that's one of the things that hurt Austin Theory. And I'm gonna stay on the yellow brick road. I'm gonna take my own words too. I'm gonna get right back to the yellow brick road. With Austin Theory, didn't they shoehorn him when they brought him up? Vince McMahon, and everybody was like, "Oh, here we go." That's what they're trying, and they're learning from their mistakes. At least with the Levesque and the creator, they're trying to learn from their mistakes, not to shoehorn wrestlers immediately from NXT down our throat, so we don't dislike them or get sick of them right away. They're doing it aggressively, and I personally appreciate it. I like it. I don't need them rushing. I don't need it, and that's why that's again back to our topics. I see the ladies are going to be dominating NXT for a while.
I feel that NXT needs to bring back their own tag team titles.
That's something. That's something that it should.
Merging them titles was a bad idea.
Yeah, that was a bad idea. I don't know if that was something that they didn't want to. You know what, Joe? I think they didn't want to get caught in a loophole of creative stupidity because they did. I'm gonna tell you why they kind of got into creative loophole stupidity. Remember when Solo Sikoa won the North American title before, and then he used it. He saw him when he was part of the Bloodline, and then 2 weeks later they made him drop it out of nowhere. Right, that was a loophole because then they had Dominic Mysterio win the North American title, and he held on to it. And he held on to it, defending it on both Raw and SmackDowns for quite some time. That was a loophole. Also, Indy Hartwell was the NXT Women's Champion when she got called up, and I know she got hurt, which they could have said that. They could have. I rather them tell us more the truth. Said that she broke her leg and she wasn't able to defend it, and she had to relinquish it. But they kind of they hit it with the storyline, or they shoehorned it, saying that she had to release it because she got called up. That's also a loophole. So I don't know when the tag team champions got called up, they didn't want to look stupid with their loopholes when pick and choose, so they kind of merged it. What do you think? I think that's what.
To me, and then another reason they let Keith Lee hold the NXT belt and the North American belt, and he defended both of them. You know what I mean?
There's loopholes.
Yeah.
And I think they didn't want to get caught with that. And also that Keith Lee situation. Well, it was Levesque running NXT, so I'm not going to say that was more Vince. No, that was for Levesque. You're right on that. Yeah. Before I say that, I don't know. I don't know if what their thoughts on that. I think they just didn't want to. They thought that was a stupid decision or a dumb, and they're trying to rectify it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I guess they like to try new things, you know, things that haven't been done in a while, like having a double champion. You know, double champions have been done before, but, you know, it was a while before that, you know, since that had happened again. I think Seth Rollins is one of the last double champions we had.
Yeah.
With the United States World title.
Let me add this. In the UFC and boxing, there's double champions.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to try. I think we're going to probably see that. I hope not. Personally, I hope not. Maybe double champion with a tag title and a singles. But I kind of don't want. I don't want to see WWE go to 2 singles world champions. I know it's going to give you a little bit of boxing, MMA, you know, combat sport realism with it, but at the end of the day, it's still scripted. Art. It's still scripted art. I kind of don't want them to do that. But hey, they could do it if they make it appealing where they interest us. Okay, I'm game for it. I don't knock anything until it might not sound good at the moment, but you know what? I have an open mind to try to give it a listen or view.
So question.
Go ahead, deal.
So question. Okay, the 5 wrestlers you got named. You said you named the female wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
You named that said that's gonna get caught up. In NXT, all we gonna have left is Zaria, Fallon Henley, Jordan Grace if possible.
Yeah, she's gonna be there. I think.
Who else we got that's main card NXT? Because everybody else, Roxanne Perez, Last Legend, if they go to the main roster, who they gonna have besides the couple of few I named?
Kalani Jordan, Lola
Vice, Ruka,
Nikita Lyons, Ruka, and Tatum Paxley. You know, there's a lot of names right there. That's you remember. You don't have to burn them. You don't have to burn them every week. On Thursday, you could build 2 to 3 month storyline done right. 2 weeks, from pay per view for PLE to PLE. You don't have to burn them every Thursday night. You could do slow burn, you know, storytelling with the women, which they do, which Shawn Michaels does. So you don't feel like they're burning through the division so quickly. You know, you got Izzy Dane is another name out there. You know, there's some other ones on Level Up. Some young ladies, you know, Laney Rain, another one that's when she gets. I don't think she's world title picture material, but the latter part of 2025, she could be bursting on the scene. Like, you know, as she gets better. Jada Parker, you're right. Jada Parker, another lady. You know,
Cora Jade, another one.
Cora Jade, Carmen Petrovich. You know, Gigi, JC Jane. Even though JC Jane is one of the veterans, Jasmine Nix. Maybe it's her turn to start running the show, becoming the Shawn Michaels of the trios, getting elevated, brought up. There's so many names right there. Yeah,
I mean that was all I meant. That debate we had earlier, that's all I was trying to break it down to. Like, where do you see them? If all the good wrestlers, if they get caught up, like, who could step up?
That's the opportunity there. That's the same thing you're asking those NXT coaches once the draft is over. I'm guaranteed, know for a fact that they're telling you, all right, ladies, there's opportunities now on the top of the card. Who is going to step up and move forward? You got Kylie Bright. You know, there's so many different ladies up at NXT level and
Rizzo too.
Yeah, and Adriana Rizzo. Yes, another name that we keep forgetting. There's so many different ones that, my goodness, when it's all said and done, you're like, damn, and it's up to the ladies to move up, put in the work.
Is it just me, or does it feel like NXT has a better women's roster than the main roster?
It does. That's why you again, back to the debate. That's why at least you understand my fuel, my passion for why the mid-card title works is for that exact reason. Because if you're gonna bring these NXT women up, there shouldn't be, other than she's getting surgically enhanced. Kiana James should be wrestling on TV. She should be. She's really good. Seeing her on NXT, she's a heel. She's a really good heel. She should be. There shouldn't be her being in catering for that time, or the other ladies being.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, and I'm glad that. And remember, also, one thing that we didn't even talk about, why they also could be putting these women, why they're going there, is there's going to be now 6 hours of programming for the WWE. 3 hours SmackDown, 3 hour Raw for the summertime. They need to give us stories, and they're gonna give us stories with some women titles, some titles, adding stuff where we got to get invested and captivated for those 3 hours. And that's another reason. They could give us our number 1 or our number 2, a woman number 1 contender for the title. There's so many different things where we want to watch and get captivated, not just filler.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity. Like I said, but it just seems like NXT has the better women's division than the main roster
For now.
Until they move up.
Not even. I think that's where the mid-card title is going to accentuate. You're telling me Meacham, if she's fighting that hardcore style, that she's been doing lately, she puts on good matches.
Lately, yes. Her matches have been a lot better.
That has been there for that brother. That her wrestling style has been there from the day one. I tell everyone this time and time again, and I know people that listen that know me or don't hear me on the Heel Ring says, "Here we go again." I know what he's gonna say already. Go to Slammiversary 2022, the Queen of the Mountain match with Mia Yim, Chelsea Green, Deonna Purrazzo, Jordan Grace, Mickey James. Those ladies bought it, and I think the star of that match was Meacham. She didn't go over, but she went over without going over, along with Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green. I was like, yo, these ladies, whoa! And then when I was so excited when I saw 2 out of those 3 women come to the WWE, I was disappointed for Deonna because I know there's so much potential in Deonna, but that's another story. And I was like, these ladies could bring it. Meacham always had. It's just when you only give them 5 minutes or 8 minutes to do a match. Yes, I know the saying in wrestling is if they give you 1 minute, make it the best 1 minute. Sometimes Meacham, maybe some nerves, whatever the case is, and didn't want to. They put her in with the OCs. They didn't want to step over. She had a poor place. She was the 4th member in that OC. Kind of fall in place. She don't want to overshine the group. Whatever the case, I felt Meacham solo by herself helps her accentuate her and I think now she's going to get better matches. Candice LeRae, give her some more time. Look at now, she's doing one of the best right now. Her best WWE work in her career right now in the main roster is coming out from Candice LeRae. With her in that program that she's going with Nia Jax, I find her interesting now even more to want to watch her. And I don't know if I think you meant that with Candice LeRae, her hardcore matches in the indies, she could go.
Yeah,
she could go fighting men. Bring that style into the WWE SmackDown. Now, it doesn't have to be death match. There doesn't have to be any death matches. She doesn't have to be fully hardcore, but that edginess could be back for Candice LeRae. That's why these titles are going to help her.
Yeah, I mean, she could be good for the U.S. title, for the women's U.S. title. Michin, good for the U.S. title. I mean, I just want to see the women today potential, because you remember when WWE, you remember when Stephanie McMahon bought the Women of Revolution and everything? That shit was booming. That shit was crazy when even when they had their own pay-per-view. I think, to me, that's what they needed. Women need their own pay-per-view or their own show.
They tried that one before, but it didn't do very well.
Hold on. You know where that came from. We've been saying that on our channel. What did we call it? If you know that, we said it to you. Right, from my friend, from Chef Dan, my partner. Call it Women Championship Wrestling. Even if it's just for a pay-per-view. It doesn't have to be a weekly show. WCW returned, but not the way you think. Women's Championship Wrestling, and that's like Evolution Part 2. They should have done the corner. They should have done the tournament on that there for December. They don't have a WWE they don't have a WWE PLE except for if you want to call Saturday night's main event. You could, but that's going to be corporate television, NBC, all that good stuff. That's going to be commercial.
Yeah.
Be laden.
When was the last time they did that Women Revolution Wrestling pay-per-view? What year was that?
That was a while ago. That was a very long time ago.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Here, I'll look
They
it
could
up.
they could do it now. They could do it now, and especially in the December time when you're craving some wrestling, during the holiday, people will watch that and tune into it you crown. And personally, I would have done 2 tournaments for the Intercontinental and the United States Women's Championship. And that's it.
And since they don't want to, to me, I want them to keep WCW how WCW used to be. If that can't happen,
October 28th, 2018.
Okay, but I want them to bring back the old WCW. But I want to see women have their own pay-per-views. They ain't got to have their own shows. At least give them their own. At least give them 2 pay-per-views out the year.
It was Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and NXT UK that performed on the show.
Yeah.
Wow. And that NXT UK had a lot of women that are currently now on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
Their attendance was 10,900.
And they could easily do that, they could easily do that these days right now.
Yeah.
You get yourself a nice venue like that, they could easily sell 10,000 plus tickets easily.
I mean, to me, it's a lot of wrestlers. Women wrestlers, they not even using, and we don't even know.
We just named a few. We just spent a few.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but
a couple minutes talking about those women there, and also look, we're talking about these mid-card titles, and we didn't even speak about the WWE identification, ID, the independent that they're bringing. They're not going to come. They're not coming to the main roster, guys. What they're doing is they're going to go to NXT if they want to bring them in, but there's more talent, more women to view and to watch, to bring in, or men. It's a win.
How do you feel about the first? They gave a snippet. They showed the person's eyes of the first person coming in, and if you watch independent wrestling, which I'm sure you do, you know who the first person is. He's very, very controversial, and I don't understand why WWE would do it. But I mean, he's not a bad wrestler.
I don't know who it is. No, I'll be honest with Joe. I'm not trying to.
It looked like Marty Scurll.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, he's very good, but he's had a lot of legalities.
Okay, I mean, doesn't mean if they're on the WWE ID, I don't know if they're going to be on the main roster. They're going to have them under the umbrella and try to reform them or teach them the correct way, and then if they hit, they'll get a contract. If they don't, they go on. They're no longer part of the identification, the WWE ID. I think the WWE purpose, the WWE is they're identifying these talent that you're on the radar, and we want to make you ready for our product, for the big show, for the WWE, and possibly offer you a developmental contract. I think that's what that means. I could be wrong.
Now, are they going to add more schools? Do you feel?
Eventually, because they have good schools. They got good, credible schools from Booker T, from Seth Rollins, all the way down to Los Angeles. I could see, these are
Don't Devon got a school too?
Who?
Don't Devon got a school too?
Bubba and Devon,
Academy.
Yeah.
Which is where a lot of the Samoans came from.
Jessica
Tamatanga, Tongaloa.
The guerrilla warfares, all of them, Hikaleo, came from that school. They're a very good school for the Tongans. And also
Hikaleo,
reality of wrestling.
Hikaleo is supposedly signed with WWE. I just don't know when he's going to make a debut.
He's been there, and also Lance. I don't know.
Lance, they just announced they did sign him. He's just out with an injury until he's healed. And
Those-
Zilla's also signed.
He's signed. He's just finishing up, I think, but he's not going to the main roster right away. And one thing, he's gonna go with Booker T and NXT, Reality of Wrestling, Booker T with him in NXT, and they're gonna bring him up, progressively. He's going to be, because they see him box office. They're not gonna, and again, what would we just say? People don't like when they shoehorn certain people. They're gonna get excited when he shows up immediately, but they're gonna start rolling their eyes eventually. Because if they shoehorn him immediately, you guys, the wrestling community always gets negative after a couple months. They're doing it already. They're already doing it with Rhea Ripley, and she was the hottest thing this time last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now she's been injured quite a few times already this year, and
So
another injury. It's like she's becoming injury prone, and that's not good.
So you had 2 injuries in less than a year. You tend, just
Nikita Lyons was another one.
yeah.
Blew out one knee and then came back, and within a month blew out the other knee.
Then and I still don't think the wrestling community has turned on her.
Not
I
yet.
hope they don't. I hope not. Because she needs an opportunity to show what she got more, but she also has to put up and show us something in her wrestling skills too.
She looked like she gained a lot of weight when she was out too, which is not going to help her knees.
You know what's wrong? What's oddly weird about Nikita? When she wears her wrestling attire, she might look a little bit like she put on some, but when you see her without her wrestling attire, she looks thin, like she's in some shape. So I don't know. I'm gonna go with I'm not going to go too crazy with the weight stuff, because when I see her doing shots, modeling shots or whatever, or pictures outside of the performance center, she looks awfully thin. Like, wow, she looks like she's in great shape. And then once she gets into the square circle, the attire she wears doesn't help her. But that's just the way I perceive it. I'm not going to worry too much about her yet.
I just worry about her knees, because she's had 2 knee replacements on both sides now, one on each side, and the extra weight is not good for her knees. I just want to see maybe 10 pounds, 20 pounds, and then so a little easier on the knees, so she doesn't blow her knees out again.
She's still in her 20s, ain't she?
Yeah. She changed her wrestling. She doesn't wrestle the same way she wrestles.
Yeah.
No.
She's not. Yeah.
She wrestles more she's more nervous though when she wrestles. I think she's worried about her knees more than anything.
No, it's just she's doing a whole different set of wrestling moves that we're not accustomed. And and there might be a little bit of uncomfortability, because she's not doing the split no more.
No, I noticed that too.
No longer she can't. It's just not. It's not healthy for her to do the split pin like she did, and she's doing more like a Vader bomb type as a finisher, which I kind of, or the Vader splash from the second rope, third rope. I kind of like it. It's not bad with her. I just gotta. I think with her, she needs more reps, and I think one thing I like about NXT that they have Fridays, and Saturday nights is their house shows where they get their reps.
I've said the same thing about Javon Evans. I feel like he needs to gain a little bit of weight and take a little time.
That will go with time, Joe.
To get used to the weight.
Yeah, he's only 20. He's only 20 years old. When he reaches 25, he'll fill in to his body. You know what? He doesn't need to rush adding weight.
Yeah, I just don't feel like a lot of people are like, oh, Javon Evans. I'm like, yeah, okay, he's a guy. He flies around. That's great.
Yeah,
but he's 6'2" and only 170. That's very small for his stature and height.
He'll fit in. He'll fill in nicely. What I like about Javon Evans that people don't talk about with him, the way he registers when he gets hit with a move, he doesn't pop up at 2 or at 1. He takes his time, like, ooh, this thing hurted me. And the way his face and show expressions when it's with him, he takes it to another level. Like, yo, he's got something, and you got to give a lot of credit to his promo skills. Are much better when he first started talking.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But like I said, it's just some of the things he does in the ring that need a lot of work. Like I watched his match this week, and it was the Hurricane off the top rope. That was very sloppy. It was it looked like Wesley just did a forward flip, and Javon barely even touched him. The Poison Rana that West did to Javon, it looked like it didn't look good either. It looked really bad, and I don't want to say that's all West's fault because I've seen West do the Poison Rana on other people and it looks crisp. But when Javon took it, it looked very sloppy. So I don't know if that was more Javon doing it, and Javon like didn't really know how to flip it right or fall it right, or if that was West and he screwed up.
Combination probably of both. I'm pretty sure that the instructors will. I mean, those moves are not there's no picnic to be doing on live TV too.
Yeah.
You know he was nervous when he did the RKO with Randy. He was so down when he
just small things, you know what I mean? Like my biggest thing with Javon, like I said, is I felt like if he can gain some weight, like work a kayfabe injury, let him gain some weight, let him go away for 5 months, 6 months, let him work his ass off while he's gaining the weight so he has time to transition into the weight change so he can keep working at things and building, and then have him come back in 6 months from an injury and work it like to where he goes after Wesley again, but now he's bigger and better. And then he can go with Wesley and they can have a huge banger of a match.
Yeah, but 5 months for him to try to pick up at least 10, 15 pounds, that's going to be hard.
You're right, D-Walk. He's got that kid's. I don't think his genetics allows him.
Like mine, look at mine. I got a fast metabolism. I can't pick up weight.
No, your genetics don't allow you to gain weight.
But you don't have a $1 million machine behind you either. He does.
I understand that, but I don't think I don't know. I don't think I don't think he'll gain it. I don't know. He'll gain it when he reaches after 27, 28 to his 30. and then he has to reinvent himself with the weight. I think right now he wants to wrestle like that. I don't think WWE is putting any limitations on you need to gain weight. I agree. I understand what you mean. I could say I would like to see. You're right. You might a little more bulkier from Devon Evans, but then you have then he becomes over.
Nothing crazy though, BX. Like I don't want to see him be like 250.
Yeah,
like that. Just like if he can get up to the 200-pound mark or 195 mark, like that would be a good mark for him as far as being at 6'2". That's a good weight. And it'll make him look a little bit bigger, and it'll make him be a little more believable when he's hitting moves with that he does to make them feel like they're more high impact and they're hard hitting.
Right. And he don't look like Trick Williams. Pretty much.
Oh, damn.
No, if he does, but just put it add the 20, 30 pounds of Javon Evans will look like Trick Williams. The same height, pretty much. And which, by the way, I kind of want to see that match between them two one-on-one.
Trick and Javon. That'll be
an interesting match.
That'll be interesting, yeah. That'll be interesting.
One-on-one matchup.
I was hoping to see Carmelo and Javon go at it, but not yet.
No, that's something later, 4 or 5 years from now, or maybe 3.
All right, so do y'all see Nathan Frazier and Axiom breaking up and staying at NXT, or do you think they're gonna move him up?
They've been teasing them for a long time. I don't. At this point, I don't know.
They're trolling fans.
I guess but I think also what messed them up was the inability of bringing. It's a ripple effect. The inability of bringing the Lucha Brothers to SmackDown and having the Machine Guns in NXT, where Nathan Frazier and Axiom were going to lose to the Machine Guns in NXT, but the whole ripple effect of service time, and now the Guns comes to the WWE, and no Lucha Brothers. So let's troll the fans about teasing a break, and we'll continue. We'll keep Nathan Frazier and Axiom together and so forth. There, that's what I think. I could be wrong, could be totally off base, but it looks like what that looks like what it feels like.
Yeah. No, it's a good possibility what you said, and it's a very good possibility.
Yeah. I honestly was hoping Motor City Machine Guns would have started off at NXT because I wanted to see Nathan Frazier Axiom versus Motor City Machine Gun.
Is it just me? Is it just me, or do you guys notice that they're not getting the pop? The crowd's not.
Well, their first show at South Carolina was a little bit quiet,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit not there. Brooklyn, they were on fire.
This week they were quiet too. The crowd
This
didn't
week,
seem like they were
this
too
week,
loud.
they were all right. They were moderate with them. It's just again they it sucks because a lot of people are complaining about the Guns winning the title, but they won a tournament. It's the same. And I know people's like, well, how make this sense? How did you show up to the WWE and they win the title? People are complaining, but it's a tournament.
Yeah,
But they're also one of the most decorated tag teams in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That, of course, that's my argument. But here's the thing: that's why they won the tournament, because they have the pedigree and the pedigree and the skill set as a tag team to work together, best in the world, to win a tournament like they did. If you look at it realistically, it's like when you go play the NFL, the NFL playoffs. It's a tournament, or the NCAA basketball tournament. You have to go and win the tournament to get to the Final Four and then to the national title game. That's what the Guns did. They won the tournament. They were number one contenders, and they won the world title. It's believable. It's realism. People complain about it. Oh, I know it's still scripted, but you want to blur some reality into the wrestling. That's another one. At any given tournament, you could win it. That and I don't know why they complain at the Guns. They maybe don't know who they are. But here's one thing that concerned me, Joe, was this week on SmackDown when they went to backstage. I did not know or reckon or see how short they were to most of the talent. And
they're short as hell.
I did not know that. I was like, damn, they're short. That one raised my maybe because I'm programmed maybe by Vince's The Land of Giants, WWE, WWF. All my wrestlers got to be 6'3", big monsters. And when I saw the Guns, damn, they're short. I don't know if they have it on. Damn. That's one thing I got concerned. I don't think the Hydeism should matter about the crowd's pop, Joe. But I'm just an observation I made for myself. And but I don't know. Do you think they're gonna resonate as tag team champions? They got to do something to pull us in to want to like these guys. To want to cheer as a rest casual to want to gravitate to.
Yeah,
I don't know. And I don't understand why the crowd isn't gravitating to them more. I mean, they have a nice entrance. Their entrance is grabbing. Their entrance is cool. I like their entrance. Their music is good. They have a good look aesthetically, and they perform very well in the ring. They're very synced when it comes to it being a tag team. They're crisp. It's because of all those years of experience that they have wrestling everywhere else. So they have all these positives. It's just like I feel like a lot of the WWE fans are that's it. They just don't watch wrestling anywhere else. They only watch wrestling one place only.
I disagree a little bit to that because I think everybody does watch a little bit something because listen, if they show up in NXT, they would have been cheering TNA. And according to all the wrestling podcasters, they make it seem like the audience in NXT all we do is look at four walls. You only go
NXT
home and watch
I mean, main roster though. NXT is like a separate thing.
But I'm saying the audience or the people that go they don't know nothing but just NXT and they only know the four walls. People watch the way people consume wrestling these days. People watch everything. You could say that back in the territory days or even in the 90s. You don't really watch everything.
I watched everything.
I watched but there was a lot of people that didn't because they couldn't because it wasn't available.
WCW and
I didn't watch Georgia Championship Wrestling because it wasn't available. In the Bronx. I don't know. I had no clue where the hell I could put Georgia Championship Wrestling on, unless if you tape swap.
But you watched ECW on Madison Square Garden channel, didn't you?
Correct. You had Madison Square Garden at 2:00 in the morning. You had ECW, but you didn't have certain things you couldn't get. Certain wrestling companies, the U.W.F, the AWA. We knew about it, but because of the wrestling magazines. But now these days, you could go right now and look that MLWC, MLW. You can see that on YouTube easily.
Yeah.
Ring of Reality of Wrestling. You can watch it. OVW. We watched it on Thursday. We could now. You can watch it. You can see a lot of these names. I don't know why the fans. I don't know why the fans didn't gravitate.
I think it's a lot of. I think it's a lot of the younger people.
I think so too. I think you might be right. It's the younger folks. Because let me ask this: how was their reception when they wrestled a couple of times at All Elite Wrestling? Did they get a big pop? Because I know they made a couple. They did for a cup of coffee.
Go back to.
Is that back before they had the TV deal?
So they get a big pop?
Yeah, that must have been before they had the TV deal then, because I didn't remember seeing that.
They did. They made a couple appearances on All Elite Wrestling. Remember, TNA and AEW had a back and forth, working agreement with each other.
Yeah, for a short period of time.
Right. So I don't know if they did or didn't. It's good to look at those things again to see if they had a big pop, but I don't know why they didn't. I'm be honest with you, I don't know. They're, like you said, they're a very decorated tag team champion from around the world, and commentary made that mention. Yeah. They put them over. The commentary did a good job. It wasn't like when Vince was there, don't mention anything, pal. No, they mentioned where they came from, their accolades, their resume, and I don't know.
They've also both been the TNA World Champions as well, an X Division champion.
X Division, the TNA champion. You heard Gargano and yesterday said he knows him for over 16, 20 years. He's an idolizes. So put him over big time. So maybe that's gonna help going forward. With them, that's
gonna cause the split with
Ciampa,
Gargano and Ciampa. Yep.
Here's the one thing I hope they're going to eventually do this.
Yeah.
And I've said it before. The Guns are going to be heels eventually when Logan Paul shows up. Remember, he's biologically his cousin.
Wow.
Who's his cousin?
Shelley.
Oh. Alex Shelley?
Mm-hmm. That's Logan Paul's biological cousin. They're cousins.
Wow.
First cousins, if I'm not mistaken. They're cousins, and he actually got Logan Paul into that wrestling shape that he's. They're cousins. They're relatives. So I've said it before. I wanted to see before when the Guns were rumored to be free agency, yada yada. The Guns beat Logan's Paul group because now they come in with some heat. These machine guns and the names machine gun sounds menacing anyway. You bring them with Logan Paul and the gun machine guns. And they're just creating havoc. Logan Paul generates heat already, and the Guns will be heat. And then
they're rumoring that Logan Paul's coming back as babyface.
He could, but I don't think the crowd will accept it. It's like Robbie Lashley when he did the Pride. Nobody wanted to boo him. Everybody wanted to cheer him. They wanted him. Everybody, but WWE wanted you to dislike him but they couldn't. You couldn't. But I think Logan Paul. I don't know where in the world they're going to cheer him. But if he would have put the Guns in as the heel, people would have despised them. And then when they turn on and they abandoned Logan Paul and the biggest baby face, I think maybe they would have been getting the big pops that we're looking for. Hey, it is what it is.
True. That could work.
Yeah.
I've just been noticing it about the whole crowd reaction. I've been noticing.
I'm with you. I noticed it. I know. I'm not gonna say no. I noticed that. Where's the big huge pop?
Yeah. Because those two guys definitely deserve a pop. I mean, if anybody deserves a fucking pop, they do.
They do. Of all the people that come from another company, they do. They deserve a real huge, loud ovation with their. Because how many years people wanted to see the Guns in the WWE?
Yeah, and not only that, but their matches are great. They're doing great matches.
All their matches they've been on the WWE have been really good. Even the first one when they were little, you could tell they were nervous as heck. But they still performed well.
Yeah. Showed up, showed out. But that's
they were nervous.
The machine guns, man. They usually, even if they're nervous, like the first time they performed in Japan when they were in the Tokyo Dome, they were nervous as hell. You could see it. But by the end of that match, the whole crowd was clapping.
Yeah. And by the end of that first match, you were like, damn, the Guns are here, and they put on a few.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they doing next week?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Like
to see them.
And then the second week, they won the tag titles.
Yeah. Yeah. Two matches.
Give me 2 tag teams y'all want to see the Motor City Machine Guns wrestle, but it got to be a pay-per-view.
New Day.
New Day, that's so good one. What about you, Joe?
Who'd you say? BX?
The New Day. The New Day.
That was going to be one of my picks. The Usos.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're gonna go the tag team route. I think they're gonna stay. I think they're gonna stay singles, man.
Yeah, it's like one and done.
Yeah, but they could. But the Motor City Machine Guns could be like, we want a challenge and we want to face one of the most decorated tag teams in history to battle the other most decorated tag team in history, which is us. And we couldn't think of anyone better, and challenge the Usos. Like, I know you guys are doing your own thing, but I want you guys at, blah, 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 name a pay-per-view.
No, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Because if they beat, let's say they beat the New Day, then they have the Usos, and they can challenge, just beat the New Day, or vice versa, check the order they want to go, and then the Machine Guns could really solidify themselves as tag team by beating those 2 in a row. Yeah.
And this is why I wish. This is why I wish. I wish AEW, TNA, and WWE would do a mashup together. That'd have been dope. But I don't see that happening. But that'd be dope.
I would like to see all the wrestling companies be able to work together. I believe that all the wrestling companies, I believe there's enough pie for everybody that all the wrestling companies can work together and share products and share performers to where we can really have a really, really once in a lifetime opportunity for wrestling as a whole.
Yeah. I mean, we're wrestling fans. That is something we love to want to see. What do you think about BX?
I mean, anybody who likes wrestling wants to see the best of the best.
Yeah.
But too much politics.
That's the biggest problem. But besides from the politics, if they can get around that, the money aspect is there. They can make tons of money.
Millions, billions.
It would be good for all the promotions, all of them, if they can work together. How would you feel? What would fans think if John Moxley showed up at a Royal Rumble or something? He's not going to win probably, but just having Moxley come out at a Rumble, or having Will Ospreay pop up at a Royal Rumble, or AJ Styles saying he's going to retire, and he's getting ready to retire, and and he's giving a retirement speech, and Will Ospreay comes out and says, "Not until we face one more time, bro."
Yeah,
just shock and awe.
I
honestly want to see the Lucha Brothers versus Motor City Machine Guns. That's what I honestly want to see.
That's going to happen.
You got to wait another year. But
another year though. Yes, so I'm saying another year. We're saying what's going to happen between another year.
Yeah, I mean, Tony Khan did what he had to do when it came to that. I mean, Vince and Triple H have done the same thing. If a superstar gets hurt, they tack on the time because you paid that person for that time and they weren't performing for that time, so you tack the time off.
Yeah, of course. That's business move. That's business move.
But at the same time, we got to wait a little bit. But Phoenix and Ray Phoenix and Penta are still going to be performing in AEW until then.
I mean, it's different if you was like a goddamn if you wasn't no money maker for them, they'll let your ass go. Get out of here.
Exactly.
That's different.
You know what really surprised me, BX, was Baron Corbin.
Yeah, that was a surprising move. But here's the thing: he's dealing with some issues with his mom.
Oh well, they said they weren't re-signing him, so I was like, that's pretty shitty.
No, he's got something going on. He's taking care of his mother. She's not 100% well, so they're pretty much like, we're gonna release you so he can take care of his business. And I don't know if he shows up back or not. I'm not saying he's gonna come back to WWE.
Yeah,
I don't know if he is or is it, but the rumors has that he's gonna be taking care of his mother.
Yeah. And so what about the contracts coming up expiring for some of the WWE wrestlers? Do y'all see them getting re-signed? New Day's contract about to be up.
That's a touchy subject because ever since this whole merger TKO thing with Endeavor. That's something that Triple H and WWE, the WWE side of things, don't have any control over. That's all relying on Endeavor and the TKO brand as far as making those contractual obligations and like reaching out for contracts. But they've been doing that the last minute, waiting to sign a contract at the last minute.
Yeah, they're using that kind of model with the way they did the UFC contracts.
And they also announced that they're not going to be matching contracts no more.
I didn't read that, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, they said that they're not going to be matching contracts no more. They're going to be, this is what it is, and that's it. Take it and stay or leave. The only people they're going to be paying top dollar to are main event attractions such as Punk, Roman, Rock, people like that. Charlotte, top draws. Rhea Ripley.
I'll take your word on that one. I didn't hear it, but I'll take your word. Okay.
So we got New Day's contract, Big E, Xavier, and Coffee's contract expiring in 2024. Do you see them getting re-signed?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that. They re-signed. They re-sign on Natalia and Kevin Owens and they yeah.
They're going to have a Raw dedicated all to the New Day here coming up in like
tomorrow.
A week or two.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Monday.
Monday. God damn, I'm messing up my days.
Yeah, me too. I just
it's like 10 years of the New Day or something like that.
Well, it's gonna be in 2 minutes. It'll be tomorrow.
Yeah. That tell you we work too goddamn much, man. We need to hit the lottery or be a millionaire or some shit. Rob a bank or something, I think we get away with it if we do it all together.
I've got $1 I need 2 numbers in my head. You want to put the other 4 numbers and the other $1. Let's go.
I'll put $2 into a Mega Millions ticket. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
It's crazy right now.
Get the right numbers.
Hey, I was driving in front of a money truck and I was hoping the doors would fly open. I said, damn.
Yeah, but you're in Flint. The money truck door will fly open to be empty.
Oh man, here you go. I'm gonna send you some water, bro. I'm gonna send you some nice cold Flint water.
Yeah, that would do it. So then you'd be like, you the opposite for you want a kid to lose some weight. There you go. Take that. Take some Flint water.
I'll give it to the bank teller and ask her to drink it.
Wow. I'm gonna make sure I make Kool-Aid from it so you won't think what it is. You're drinking and get a third ear on your forehead.
We'll share it with all the security guards and the bank tellers at the bank.
Y'all need to give them to y'all New York teams.
Nah, Detroit's already drinking it. They're gonna fall out to fumble the ball anyway.
Don't you say that. Don't you say that. Well, yeah, y'all record's pretty bad, so y'all need to drink it. It might probably help y'all.
No, we just need.
I think y'all need to make sure the Pistons enjoy.
Oh man, come on, man! I wasn't even talking about the Pistons, man. I'm not even counting the Pistons this year.
You can't count the Red Wings either.
That's not you were. That's not the crap that you were talking about in my chat when the Knicks played.
I had confidence. Hey, that was a game I had confidence in them. All right, they broke my confidence. They broke my confidence. My feelings are hurt. I don't even want to talk about them no more.
You shouldn't have had confidence in Detroit since 2004.
Hey, we did just beat the Lakers though. Mm-hmm.
We're gonna hang
That's not saying much.
With LeBron on the team.
Much.
With LeBron and AD on there, we beat them.
And Bron.
LeBron pushed 40. You beat an old man.
Look, man. Oh, wow. Look who you talking to. How many old men have you beat, Joe?
Huh?
How many old men have you beat like that?
I mean, if I count myself, that would be.
Exactly.
Hey, once we go off the air, you'll be beating yourself any minute.
Exactly, Joe.
D-Walk should know all about that. He's an old man too.
Oh man, whatever. Hey, you ain't tell BX about the squirrel incident in New York.
The squirrel committed harakiri and jumped out of a fucking tree to the pavement.
It was 105. It was 105-degree weather. Squirrel broke his leg and was looking at Joe like, "Help me." There's a veterinarian right across the street, so Joe could have picked him up and took him, but
There was
instead
no
he put a
veterinarian
plastic
across the
bag
street.
over his face.
It was houses across the street. There's no veterinarian.
So instead he put a plastic bag over him, and it was 115 degrees. It might have been 125, 130.
I put him out of his misery. I put a plastic bag over it and squished it so I didn't get this blood on my shoes.
See what I'm saying?
I did the humane thing.
You couldn't let the hawk eat him.
Well, they came down afterward. They came down afterwards and ate him. The bag blew off. It was a hot breeze that day.
Man, with that said, I gotta go because I gotta get this midnight. I gotta get.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for coming through, man.
Yeah, thank you for coming by.
Thank you. Hey, thank you for the spirit debate. This is just the spirit debate. No, again.
Hey, buddy, that's what wrestling's about.
Yeah, that is what wrestling's about.
Opinion.
And that's fine. I appreciate it.
I kind of feel like we were the Justice League at first. We all got together and everything. That was pretty dope.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And then we got but let's see what happens with this women's United States Championship. Yes. Are they going to make a U.S. Intercontinental Championship to counter it on Raw?
I don't think they said that. I don't know. We'll wait Monday, but I don't think so. I think it's just
Adam Pearce is very competitive when it comes to Nick Aldis, so I see him maybe countering it by making that title.
Mm-hmm.
Can't let SmackDown have the upper hand. You know, that's something that Aldis would what's his name would say. Adam.
We'll find out. We'll find out. That's what makes it more juicy about it. So, guys, you have a blessed night, man. We'll talk next time.
You too, sir.
You too.
You have a nice blessed day.
Yeet.
All right. That was BX Sports. Thank you for stopping by, sir. We appreciate your views and your judgments and the healthy debate. And we always appreciate guests stopping by and talking with us on the P.U.W.F.
Yeah. That was a good debate, though.
It was always a good debate.
Good debate.
Positives and negatives, obviously.
Yeah.
And
you learn what you don't know.
We'll see what happens. Like I said, I think this title was is being created for Jade.
Yeah. Well, yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah.
This might be the final rift between Jade and Bianca that causes the feud. Because what if they have to wrestle each other in the finals?
And who would they push? Who you think they'll push? You think they're gonna push Jade or you think they're gonna push Bianca?
They're probably gonna push Jade.
How you feel about that one?
I don't approve of it, but it's whatever WWE feels like they need to do. Maybe they just want to see what she's going to do with a title. Same thing I feel like AEW did, because remember, AEW never gave her the world title.
No.
They only gave her that TBS title because they need to see what she would do with it.
Yeah.
She came back and she lost to Statlander, came back, had another match with Statlander, and was gone.
So
she lost 2 matches in her career.
Would you ever have you seen any kind of progress she made from when she first started till now?
No. I don't feel like she's gotten any progress. And that's why I feel like they're testing the waters with her as a champion, and this is what they're going to try to do. I just feel like that is what this is my personal feelings.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just feel like they are going to test the waters by making her that mid-card champion.
Yeah.
To see what she does with a championship.
I'm just saying this. What if, and this will piss me off, what if Jay won the mid-card title, Bianca won the main card title, they remind you like they wrestle between the next couple of months, if Bianca Belair beat Jay. So Jay win the mid-card title, Bianca Belair win the main card title. They wrestle for the belts to unify them, and Jay win. How would you feel?
To unify the mid-card title and the world title?
Yeah. Or just to have both of them.
That ain't gonna happen.
You say you refuse to let that happen, huh?
That ain't gonna happen. Tiffany Stratton will get that belt first, and then she'll probably be defending it against Charlotte.
I honestly want to see Tiffany Stratton turn on Nia Jax. That's what I want to see.
She's going to, and that's when she's going to win the belt.
Just like she could have had that. What was the last pay-per-view? She could have had time to turn it on. She could have had time to cash in on Liv Morgan. I mean, I would have loved to see that.
I wouldn't. I want to see her cash in on Nia Jax and take it off Jax. And then I want to see her take that title and run with it.
Yeah, because she got a chance. She got potential.
They're gonna make her face Nia Jax one more time after she beats her for it.
You think it's gonna be a fair win, or Tiffany starting to go have to cheat?
Who cares how she does it?
Yeah.
Who cares how she does it? As long as she gets past Nia and moves on to the next opponent.
Who can you see the next opponent being? Could you see could you see Mandy Rose coming back?
Nah. Why?
No, I'm just asking. I'd like to see Mandy Rose come back.
The day she left WWE, she made $1 million that week.
Yeah.
Why would you come back?
Just because you love her. Just because the fact about it, she loves wrestling.
She loves money, and she's not just going to come back because of wrestling.
Because I'd like to see Tiffany Stratton and Mandy Rose be a tag team. That'd be dope to me.
Excuse me, guys. I don't want to see Mandy Rose with Tiffany Stratton right now. I just want to see Tiffany Stratton on her own.
But it sounds like you getting sleepy, so we're going to end it. Shout out to BX. Thanks for coming on with the debate.
P.U.W.F. Socials are down below.
Yeah.
Invisible Man, thank you for coming by as well. All of our socials are down below, folks. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and click the notification bell so you'll know every time we go live.
Shout out to Canada Destroyer.
Yep. NXT Time with D-Walk is on Wednesdays.
Shout out to Christian Adon and Misfit Nations.
Correct.
Shout out to who else more? BX Sports. Shout outs to my guy Chef Dan. Terrence.
Tim Teagan. Miss you, buddy.
Who else we getting shout outs to? Who else? Goddamn motherfucker.
Who was in our chat tonight?
Goddamn motherfucking
Wrestle Louise.
D-Walk.
The comments. Onyx Blade, thank you for the comments.
D-Walk, thank you for leaving comments.
Wrestle Louise said the show was going to be live streaming on YouTube for free tonight.
Oh wow.
But it's delayed till tomorrow.
That's crazy.
So we can watch MLW versus CMLL Lucha Apocalypto tomorrow for free on YouTube. If you guys have not seen that, it's probably going to be a really good show. MLW and CMLL have really good performers.
Yeah. Corona's on you?
I'm sorry?
Corona's on you?
Who?
I said Corona's on you?
Corona's on you?
On you, motherfucker.
Corona's on you.
No, on you.
No, you got the money.
Oh, motherfucker, you work 114 hours.
You're single with no kids and live with your parents. Get out of here. You got cash for days.
I don't mean shit. Just because I live with it don't mean shit.
I'm divorced with a kid and pay all my own bills.
Okay.
You got more money than I do. Steaks and Coronas on D-Walk tonight.
We mean tomorrow?
I mean, it is tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I'll make sure I send yours through the mail.
Sound good to me.
It's gonna take like a week though.
Put it on dry ice. They overnight things with dry ice. I
But
can have
hell
it by
no.
Monday. I could be
Hell
enjoying
no.
steaks and Coronas on Monday for Monday Night Raw.
Hell no, I'm cheap. I'm doing a 6-day delivery.
Can't do that. The food will go bad.
Well, you either got to take a chance and eat it, or you just go stare at it.
No, I take pictures of it and say, "Look at this cheap bastard! Look what he did." Bless you.
Matter of fact, I do a 2-week delivery for you.
I'll be like, "Look! This is how cheap D-Walk is. He sent me moldy steaks and flat Coronas. Look at this."
You'll mess around and get it. If I send it tomorrow, you'll mess around and get it a day before Thanksgiving.
That's fine. I'll just make sure I take good pictures of my Thanksgiving feast and send it to you.
Shut the fuck up.
So you don't see all the good food you won't be having.
Oh, asshole. But that was the night of the show. See y'all Wednesday. And next time with D-Walk, you'll see me and Joe there. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.
Xristo.